Stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
There we are. We're in. Finally.
Welcome back, guys, for another week where we absolutely, completely decimate and destroy misogyny and patriarchy right here on Access Vegas. We're so excited to have you all the male feminists to join us this week. All the male allies were excited. Yeah, Jake's like, am I on the right
show? Am I on?
What show am I on? No, you're on the right show. We just have to say those. We just have to say those words so the algorithm doesn't come hunting for us. Let's get it on. Let's go ahead and introduce our guest.
Sure.
She's coming back for the second time. Welcome. She's from Venezuela. She just exists. That's what she does for a living. Welcome,
just
Astrid.
To be around. Yay.
Astrid, congratulate. Good to have Astrid. No, there we go. There's Astrid. Next to Astrid, if you can, I don't know if you guys can see her. You look very closely at the screen. She's from Australia. She's a model and a sex therapist. Please welcome September Summers to the show again. She is from North Dakota. She is an adult actress. Please welcome Jessica Aaron to the show once again. Incredible. She's from Wisconsin. She is a graphic designer and a model. Chloe coming back to the show. Welcome, Chloe.
So much more.
She's from Las Vegas. She works at an asset protection law firm. Welcome, Laura, back to the show once again. And he is from Northern Ireland. He's a content creator. Please welcome Jake Munro. He came all the way out here 20 hours just to be on here. Incredible. And then she is from Canada, but she's living here in Las Vegas. She's a photographer. Welcome back, Casey. And for the first time on the show, from Nebraska, she owns Pink Clouds Mobile Hookah. It is Bonita. Bonita, how you doing? Great to have you here.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. For those of you who don't know, we just had Babes in Toyland. We had an animal rescue, Babes in Toyland. Well, actually, they're training service animals for disabled veterans. We did that during the Super Bowl. Super Bowl was awesome. I took the Cybertruck out there. It was really fun.
I watched you. Actually, I tracked you like driving
super fun
from here to there.
Yeah, it was the easiest drive, the easiest 400 miles.
Did you fall asleep?
No, it was great. You can't fall asleep, but I watched the entire Super Bowl in the truck.
Uh-huh.
Coming up in at the end of February, myself and Owen Cook are going to be having a free tour in San Diego. If you guys are interested in that, message me on social media and I will be able to get you into that. It's going to be February 28th and March 1st. In April, my good buddy Mystery's coming back here from the 13th to the 18th of April.
Shit.
He's going to be doing a boot camp here. He's actually been doing it in my building. If you guys are interested in coming out,
I got to get him on my show
for sure.
Yeah.
That's in March. And so in the March 19th is going to be Babes in Toyland. We're going to be doing the pet edition. We're going to be doing that for an animal rescue in Los Angeles. In April also is going to be a Babes in Toyland. We're going to do somewhere in Las Vegas. I think it might be at Jason Aldean's, but we're not sure. But we're not sure exactly where. And then that's in April. In May is going to be Babes in Toyland. I believe on the 17th of May is going to be in Miami for the White Party, if you're interested in that.
Yes.
And then June is Babes in Toyland. I can't remember. June, I think it's either June or July. We're going to do the one at Academy in Los Angeles, if you guys are interested in going to that. So if you guys are interested in checking those things. Oh, I'm sorry. March 19th is also Babes in Toyland. Yeah, the animal rescue. That's the one in Los Angeles. I forgot to mention that. So that's what we have coming up in the future if you guys are interested. Also, for those of you who are interested in coming to Vegas and doing Vegas immersion or doing a social media boot camp, those start in March. There's going to be 2 in March, 1 in April, all the way to October. It's a week you get to spend with me and all the coaches from Vegas immersion. You got to go approach in the morning. It's photographs. In the afternoon, it's academics, and at night, you got to approach 50 women every single night, and then bring them out to the next nightclub the next night. So it's a real boot camp. What do you have coming up, man?
Oh man, okay. So let's see. I guess April we're gonna do. I think it's Jason Aldean's for bikinis and boots. So we got that.
Boots and bikinis.
Boots and bikinis. My Reignite program, guys. We're going to be doing our annual Miami meetup. That's the big one. So we're going to be doing the deep sea fishing trip. We're going to be doing the meetup there.
In May?
In May. That'll
Okay.
be the middle of May. So we're going to coincide it with the Miami White Party. So that's coming up. And then, I guess if you really want to go all the way out to August, we're going to be doing the swim week in August once again.
Yeah, we're doing.
You are as well. So.
We're doing Las Vegas Swim Week. Will be here in August, also with Nalu Bay Swimwear.
Yes.
We're doing that as well. So if you like women, then hang out with us. If
please,
you don't like women,
come to Las Vegas.
If you don't like women, keep talking shit on the internet, and that'll be a great way for you to never meet any women.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
So, if you like women, go to those events.
So by the end of this week, I'm going to make Jake Munro move all the way to Las Vegas. He's going to expat from Northern Ireland all the way here because boy, let me tell you, Dublin seems to be very I don't know, Gestapo these days.
Yeah, it does tend to be like that. Oh, do you know what though? That I'm very lucky living in Northern Ireland because Prevent doesn't work. It doesn't operate there, which is like Prevent, like the anti-terrorism.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you've been hearing about people being arrested for social media posts and stuff like that. That's Prevent that does that.
Okay, so from my understanding, and maybe you can clarify this, there's been I've seen one thing that's talked about 5,000 people being arrested since the early 2000s for things that they have said on the internet, things that they would not be arrested for in the United States. So even in the United States, even if you're sued for defamation, it's not a criminal charge.
Yeah.
You're not ever going to go to jail. You can say the F word, the C word, the R word, the N word, whatever. And while some people may ban you from their platform or keep you from coming into their venue, there's never criminal charges in this country under any circumstances. We've seen it in Canada where they've actually locked people's funds. They've actually taken away their banking accounts. And now we're starting to see it in the UK, or we've seen it at least for the last 20 years, where people are actually being criminal charges pressed against them for misgendering people or what they can, anything that they say that goes against the government there seems to be is considered bullying.
It's the highest in Europe, actually.
Yeah.
The highest arrests in Europe for social media posts was the UK.
Yeah. And the crazy thing was this. The first time I'd heard about it, this was when Elon Musk goes on Joe Rogan and he talks about all the people that had been arrested in the UK for censorship rules. And then I asked ChatGPT and Gemini if what Elon Musk said was true. And they said, no, it's not true. And I said, well, then how many people have been arrested? And they say, well, 5,000 people have been arrested. And I was like, you just said nobody was arrested. And they're like, oh, our bad. We need to correct. It's really crazy how... Because what they're doing, I don't give a shit if you're a
it was
socialist.
12,000.
Is it 12,000
last year?
I don't care if you're a feminist, if you're a socialist, if you're a Keynesian economics, you cannot be for this. This is the end. We are the last liberal democracies in the world. Australia, Britain, Canada, and the United States, with the Western democracies, English-speaking democracies. And for us to give up our freedom of speech, and it seems like the United States is the only place left where we actually have that. Listen, even stupid speech is free speech. And it's important that people say stupid shit because then I know not to vote for them. I know not to support them. I know not to give them money. And so we need to allow that. Just like Alex Jones had the right to say that Sandy Hook was fake and the people at Sandy Hook had the right to fucking sue him. Both things are true.
Did they actually win that? It was like billion. It was $1 billion.
Yeah, I think they probably lend it down, but they try to make an example out of him. But my point is, you have the right to defame me. I just have the right to sue you back. You have the right to say whatever. And the people who have said horrible things about me, I don't think they should be canceled, and I certainly don't think they should go to jail for the things that they said.
The only thing that people have been in prison for social media or doing that is threats to. I'm just gonna do this because I don't know what you were allowed in the first 5 minutes, but the Orange Man, like if you're having a threat to a president, that is the only way that you can
in the United States. Yes.
In the
US.
That constitutes a federal crime, doesn't it?
So I actually have a question about this because as a Venezuelan, you guys know that that's something that we have been facing for a very long time.
Yes, you have no freedom of speech at all.
What is freedom of speech?
Exactly.
Talking freely.
But the U.S. had freedom of air movement over your country a couple weeks ago to abscond with your president.
What president? He was illegitimate. You're not taking anything from us. Like, honestly, great. Thank you. We love it. We weren't using that oil anyway.
Yeah.
I've never seen a drop of oil in my life. But for me, I did see, and I don't want to be one of those people that gets influenced by the internet, right? That for now, there's going to be, I don't know. Like I said, I'm speaking out of ignorance. I'm not familiar with the subject. The fact that now for people to be able to even get a visa, according to what I saw, right, is that if you have ever posted anything against the government, like in the last 5 years, now your social
In
media
Venezuela or United States?
in the United States.
Yeah.
So now it gets scanned of like if you've spoken against our government, if you have even
so here's the reason
government?
why. Here's the reason why, right? So we only let a fraction of people who want to come live in this country come live in this country.
Absolutely.
And in doing so, we get to be choosy. We're going to choose someone who has a degree in engineering or physics over somebody who is less educated. It's just, and every country has the right to do so. Trust me, Russia and China do the same thing. Immigration into China is a hell of a lot harder than it is here. And so I get that. But the other issue is like the freedom of speech and the constitutional rights that Americans have, you don't have when you're not a citizen here. So we have the right, again, if I have a restaurant, I have the right, I reserve the right to not serve you. Yep. The United States has the right to reserve who they want to let in and who they do not want to let in. So I get that. But the thing is, while we may have a problem with it, while people in Mexico may think that they should have legal immigration rights to come into the United States, notice how Mexico does not let Nicaraguans come into Mexico.
I mean, now every country not letting Venezuela come in. Like it's become such a big process in general, you know, where we used to be the most welcoming country in the world.
There has to be some process.
Which
and there was no process. The process was sneak by, coyotes, sneak across the border, come in here, everyone look the other way. And now because somebody is trying to do something, I don't care if you completely are in favor of total open borders or you're completely in favor of total closed borders. Regardless, this was a passive aggressive situation where nobody dealt with this issue for 50 fucking years, and now we're at a place where there's 22 million undocumented aliens in this country, and now you just want to get them to leave. It would be like trying to get rid of all the guns in the United States. Realistically, you can't do it. You're just like trying to get rid of all the people who are here illegally. There's no way. You'd have 100 ICEs, you wouldn't be able to do it. So we should have dealt with this issue during the Reagan administration. Do you remember amnesty? We had or there was a path to citizenship. You have to come up with some idea other than closed borders or open borders. There has to be some middle ground.
For me, at least personally, I can only speak of my experience, right? We were denied a visa for 4 times before we even came to the US. So I'm only familiar with that route. But for me, it's this new thing that's being implemented according to what I've seen. Once again, not backed up, I can't speak saying that it's true.
Well, I've had to take, I was going to go visit Dubai, and I had a friend of mine straight up tell me, he's like, take all the videos that you have that say anything about Dubai down, because as soon as you get there, they're going to arrest you.
It's the same as me, Michael. I've been here
Just
6 out of the last.
Just wipe your phone.
I've been here 6 out of the last 8 months. And every time I'm coming in now, I'm getting more and more in and rightly so, interrogated. And you say take it down, doesn't matter. It's still up there. Any you Google search and CEO's still up there. They knew when I came in this time, because I do take stuff down. They knew I was on Playboy. At the immigration show, they said you're on Playboy. My stuff was down. They know that. So you know what? It is a thing that it is. And I do understand why. But it makes it hard. So I'm saying every country has its rules and rights.
Jake, why don't you tell us about what happened to you? Like why you're so tired right now? Why it took you so long to get here?
So anyone with a brain would suggest that perhaps arriving on the same day as a podcast is probably not a good idea. I have a brain, so typically I booked my flight for yesterday. So I was meant to be here yesterday. I was meant to be in my hotel room, well rested for today. I went through, so the U.S. pre-clearance is now a thing in Dublin. So you used to be cleared to enter America once you flew to America from outside, which is a pain in the ass process. It usually took longer this side. Now they do pre-clearance on the other side in Dublin. So I go through customs pre-clearance to go into the U.S., which means whenever I get here, I can just walk out. Instead of the usual questions, which is just where are you staying, for how long, and who are you seeing, it was, why were you here in December?
Yes.
What are you doing here? Who's Rolo?
And that was
100%.
US side.
I'm a very dangerous man.
I get the same thing. I've been here 6 out of the last 8 months, and they're asking me like, why are you here? Like having friends and podcasts. It doesn't suffice.
But they
Googled me in front of.
They knew his name.
Well, they asked who he was and how I met him and how I know him. And then it was the same with Tim Pool. They're like, "Why were you here in December?" I was like, "Well, I was seeing Tim Pool." And
they took my photo of me this time.
But that's what Dubai is.
I'm saying not for them not to take it. So for me, that this is like seeing you guys going through this process is crazy, because I've been going through this process even though I'm an American citizen and I'm a Venezuelan citizen, so I have dual citizenship, right?
Okay.
I've been traveling on my own since I was 13 years old, and I've been all over. The only times that I have gotten to even get any kind of questions like that have been Dominican Republic, where we're like, oh, why are you here? or El Salvador, because I was doing a beauty pageant. I was 18 years old, just turned to 18 years old. They're like, oh, you're here for a pageant? That's what they all say, to smuggle, things. And I'm like, sir, I'm 18 years old. This is everything for the agency and blah, 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 blah. But even when I went to Dubai, I didn't have any problems, right? So it's really depends. But it's crazy to see that now you guys are like, another section of society is getting to experience this, and it's like
the
really
white guys are getting it now.
It depends on the person. It depends on the
what
person.
happened to white privilege.
It depends on the person.
I screamed that in the middle of the customs office.
What happened?
What happened to white privilege, huh?
It's not like it was like back in the day. It's crazy.
It depends on the person.
I enunciated and everything.
Bonita, go ahead.
Every time I go through customs, they stop me.
Yeah.
I'm either getting my bags checked or what are you here for? Just different questions
that,
they're not doing to the next person in front of me.
Yeah.
That's so funny because
why y'all keep stopping me for?
You have a retired military ID. I get stopped every time because I have all this camera equipment. And when you have multiple microphones, they are going to stop you every time. That DJI 2, like the Osmo, they can't figure out what it is, and I get stopped every time. I actually take it out and just like show it to them.
Yeah.
The only thing I get stopped for is my dildos.
Yeah? Why do they stop you for
They
it?
took mine.
Because
they just took yours?
They took mine.
Why they take yours?
You're not supposed to have those in
I
carry-on.
got my bag back.
Well, sometimes I'm just going on a short trip, and then some of them have like UV reflective in there.
I was going to say,
so
why are they showing up on the X-ray scanner?
It's because
What's
they
in there?
do. It's because the UV dye in there. So then they have to. So I get
Technology.
stopped. I get stopped for my dildos all the time.
Is that why my dildo's not in my bag right now?
Yeah, they stole
Yes,
it.
they took it
Yeah,
in Dublin.
Every time.
It's in Dublin.
It's his bag in Dublin.
I literally went to the airport and they stopped me, and I was kind of late, and I had only a couple minutes to get on my flight, and I was like, I promise, it's just dildos, guys. Can you please just let me go?
It's just dildos. That's what they all say.
Yeah. All right. Beautiful. All right. Do you want to get to
Which
some
one
videos?
do you want to do first? This is
Let's
too
do
good.
Data Batty.
Which one? Oh, data batting?
Data Batty right there.
Okay. Got it.
Tequila would be so
Can
good
I just
right
say,
now.
I did a
you said we've got the Babes in Toyland. We've got the Animal Edition. You scared the shit out of me with
Why?
that.
What?
The Babes in Toyland Animal Edition.
That's Pet Edition. Yeah.
What am I supposed to think with that?
Yeah. It's animal rescue.
charity.
Animal rescue.
Nothing like that at all.
Tyrion,
Aren't we
maybe?
doing the puppy
Yeah, we don't do that here in America.
The puppy? No, I don't know. Maybe. Oh no, we got. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. In for Easter we have the
What have I reminded you
the
of?
bunny ball. The bunny ball's
ball,
coming.
yeah.
But we're not. We're not doing anything with bunnies though.
Yes.
I
Okay.
promise.
Okay.
I promise.
No
All right,
place we hurt.
let's get to this one.
See, Jake, you come out here anytime we've got a bunny ball or the Babes in Toyland.
Well, I've never been to Vegas. I don't know what happens here.
Welcome.
Here we go. Let's do it.
financial analysis on the cost of a baddie. Actually put these into an Excel, so I'll go through I'll just calculate the
She
yearly
puts on the glasses. with
costs because some of them are
no lens.
monthly, some of them are quarterly. There's so many. So I'm gonna rapid fire.
Hey, who here
That's how
think-
much it costs.
Who here thinks that number is too high?
It
Yes.
costs the grit.
Raise your hand.
It
Raise
costs
your
the
thing.
grit. It costs the grit.
A little
Too high. Who here thinks that number's too
It
low?
costs the grit.
Who here thinks that number too low?
I
Right?
understand through context that was just the upkeep of
It's
her
a
face.
lot of
Just
things.
having a
Is that
girl
monthly? Is
dating
that
a girl
monthly?
who's really hot. It's between 74,000 and 104,000.
That's
a
the
year.
over.
I
That's
dated
upkeep.
a girl
gotta
all the
already
time.
be
It
doing
is
it
not
for
that much.
yourself.
Of course it is.
I'm really hot and I don't spend that.
Yeah. Okay. So the reality is, if you have genuine desire from a woman and she's a baddie, it costs you nothing. That's what happens. That what she's doing is, again, it's trying to set up this whole like, I don't know, prostitution economy where it's like women are getting men to just pay for everything, and she's trying to normalize it. That's what she's trying to do. I
That's
think
a
it's
lot.
absurd. I think, and the funny thing is, here's one of the craziest things I've noticed over the last 20 years.
The price of trying to artificially inflate your sexual marketplace value
Yeah.
is well, it's been quantified right there. What
Yeah.
was it?
Yeah.
104,000.
10 billion? What was it?
I
10
feel
billion.
like I just
Oh,
took a bath
per-
in battery acid.
Are you talking?
How much was it again? It was like 75,000.
Yeah, 75 to 104,000. Yeah,
Per year?
yeah, per year.
Jesus Christ! You want to lease a girlfriend? That's
Yeah, yeah. It's
cheaper.
absolutely. You want to know the craziest part? The thing that I think has been most damaging. It used to be an epidemic of men paying women for their time to have sex with them. Now the epidemic is men paying women for their time and not having sex with them. It is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Because I'll talk. She's pointing at me right now. I'll talk to girls. By the way, I know there's guys out here listening like, yo, that's cap. They're fucking these guys. No, they're not.
No, they're not.
I'll talk to girls who straight up tell me, I fuck this sugar daddy, this sugar daddy, this sugar daddy. But these sugar daddies, I don't have to have sex with, and they just give me money. And the number of dudes who are doing that is growing astronomically. The only thing that is growing faster than the OnlyFans economy is the simp economy. It is incredible. The number of sexless men.
That's because a lot of girls are doing it for themselves.
What do you mean?
A lot of girls are.
I'm all funded
I don't
myself.
know where. I don't know where
Girls
girls
are
are
dating.
Hold on. We're talking about Benita. Like, I don't understand what you're
I
saying.
just feel like a lot of women are doing for themselves.
Of course, they're doing it for themselves.
They're doing
but that's not my
It's
point.
not. You're not like when you dating a guy. You're not obligated to. You don't gotta do this. You don't gotta do that.
Right. But
don't text me what I'm doing when I'm at my Pilates class.
Shouldn't he be obligated to have enough self-respect to not be giving money to a woman who isn't having sex with him?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he do that? Shouldn't someone be willing to teach him that without being called it toxically masculine for saying you should?
Why are you fucking up my money?
Somebody should.
Again, here we go. That's exactly my point.
Somebody should. Hey, I'm at a Pilates class. Don't text me
Again,
what I'm
so I've had guys and they'll be like, "Yo, that's cap. These girls are actually all fucking these dudes." No, I'm telling you, the girls will straight up tell Millie, "I'm having sex with this guy, but I'm not having sex with these other 4," and they just give me money for everything. And the number of men that I see that are doing this is just going up and up and up. I think we hit one of the cameras here. It's just going up and up and up. So I think the actual problem, the number of sexless men, I think if you're a dude who's simpy enough to give a girl 104 like that, I doubt she'd ever fuck you. I seriously think that she would have no respect for you whatsoever.
She's never respect for herself though, and I say this with love, is that for me, I like money. There's no way in H-E-L-L.
Oh, you like money too?
I do. I know, chakra. But no way in hell I would ask a guy to pay for my beauty treatments ever.
No.
And I saw this thing on a meme the other day saying, "Oh, if a guy pays for dinner, he's whinging at me like being a girl who pays for dinner. But what do you understand? How I've done all these beauty treatments to be at the dinner." That's your obligation.
Give us a dinner.
If you want to look nice for the dinner, that's on you.
Yeah.
I put makeup on. I did my hair. I look nice. I got a new dress just to see you.
Yeah.
Like at least you can do is pay for fucking dinner.
You're
no
obligated.
For sure, but paying for dinner. But we had on the last episode, this one girl, she was
You're
like,
not fucking though, but you're paying for dinner.
My pre-date, like you have to do a pre-date investment in order to go out with her.
Embarrassing though.
I mean, but it's not about. Hold on, no one has any shame. No one has. We voted a man into the White House who fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant. No one gives a shit anymore.
I'm not
There's no
texting
shame.
you and
There's
saying,
no,
I
there's
need
no
this
shame
for
in
dinner.
like the idea that like this anyone has girls coming out and straight up saying you need to pay me money to go on a date. That was something in the 1950s you would have been shamed for. No one gives a shit. This is how you go you go viral on TikTok by saying that shit now.
Yeah.
There is no incentive for women whatsoever to have any sort of discourse to show any level of like morals. There's none. And by the way, some women choose of their own accord to be moral and many choose not to. But my point is when you choose not to show morality, when you sit there and go on TikTok and get millions of views for talking about how much you embarrass men, you get lauded for it. You make money for that. Now, if I did the same thing with women, I would lose my TikTok.
Go ahead, Laura. You're gonna say? You like you want to say something?
Oh, just if you are inviting me to dinner, then yeah, you're inviting me, so you can pay for it.
No, that's fine because that's an experience for us together.
I hope you love it because I washed my hair for this. Just for
this.
For this.
I'll put in my invoice after this for my beauty
exactly. So we're dating now, huh? Is that correct? Okay. Yeah. Got it. I appreciate it.
What was the paradigm that set up the expectation for a man to pay in the first place?
Well, it's always back in the day, it was you're supposed to court a woman.
Right. Also, women couldn't have bank accounts until the 1960s. So
Yeah.
how are you supposed
Something also
to
started in the 1960s.
I feel like there was more. Like, here's the thing, in my opinion, right? Which is something that I've been trying to tell a lot of people. In my perspective, in my opinion, that doesn't make it a fact. This is my opinion, right? I feel like before, right, if you follow these steps, your outcome was secure, right? If you did this by the book,
for the man in his career and for the man and his wife, you're correct.
Yeah,
that used to be a deal that you had back in say up to the 1950s,
correct.
Up until the birth control. That's absolutely correct. Yeah.
So before it was like, okay, if I stay a virgin, if I do things by the book, then my guarantee is that I'm gonna have a husband that cannot divorce me, that's going to take care of me, yada, 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 whatever they're saying nowadays or back in the day. As of right now, I mean, I don't agree with it right now because honestly, I'm showing up here with helmet hair and looking like I could call your manager with this look, but it's like, you're not expecting.
She's the Venezuelan Karen.
Don't tell anybody.
Catarina.
Karin. So it's before there was if you follow the steps, right, the outcome, you had a secure outcome. Right now, marriage, having kids, doing the things by the book does not guarantee you a safe outcome. And that's the thing. I don't agree with, like, if you want to go on a date, like, yeah, if you invite me, you have to pay for the date. But I'm not going to come out here and be like, I had to do my hair and do my nails and I expected to do that because, like, okay,
I'm gonna do that anyway. I'm gonna do that anyway. I'm not gonna show up.
And if I don't, I'm gonna tell you
public.
ahead of time and be like, hey, I'm gonna look like Dora the Explorer looking for like the meaning of life, you know, like it's gonna be a little weird, but if you move fast, you can't see it, you know. So it's like you're not expected to pay for my beauty treatments. You are expected to pay for the dinner that you invited me to.
Just make sure you have your own money when you get invited, because
I think we can all agree to that part. It's like, hey, you know, if I invited you to dinner, but it's the same thing. If it's a business dinner and I want to propose a deal to you, I'm going to pay for dinner. That's fine. I don't think anybody's disagreeing with that. The issue is this woman is sitting there letting you know, all of you men know, hey, listen, you guys, I know you all want to date hot women. That's why you guys are all addicted to pornography. You're watching all these hot, attractive women and you're looking at them on social media. So here's the thing: you want to date these hot women, prepare yourself to give her 100,000, give her 8,000 a month. In order for you to date her, prepare yourself mentally for that. Meanwhile, guys like me are like, what the fuck are you talking about? I would never.
But also, because we get the guys that, and you hear from the other side, right? It's like, yeah, you know, nothing. I just closed a $30,000 deal, and you know, me and the boys are going and gambling. And I'm like, you're talking about numbers. I lost you like 5 seconds ago, but they're like, yeah, the boys, and then it was like the deal, and we're closing this, and we're doing this, and it's, you know, it's only from the top. It's like, okay, if you're willing to come over here and tell me that you gamble your life away, and you and your boys are closing this amazing deal, right? Then don't come over here and complain that a girl that like that, because you're just.
That's not
you
dating, though.
Agreed. If a guy's game is so weak that he has to lead with money, agreed. I totally agree with you. But that's not really the point of this. The point of this is that what she was saying is absurd. What she's saying is it's not absurd for most men, actually, because most men, I've said this before. I know I'm going to get in trouble for this, but it's absolutely true. 99% of men have never fucked a 4. 99% of men have never even fucked a 4.
Like by choice.
Yeah, no, just they can't. They can't fuck. Like they literally like that 99. Look here, I'm explaining to you like this. The median man is a 5. The median woman is a 5. On that scale, is the median woman who's a 5, is she interested in the median man who's a 5? No, because of hypergamy, no. So the median man, so what she has to settle for.
Well, because of hypergamy, her perception of a 5 is way lower than
correct.
A 5.
It absolutely is. But in reality, she
Wholeflation.
thinks she's looking at the 5 and she thinks he's a 1.
Wholeflation.
She thinks he's a 1. So what happens is the guys who are a 4, they're not getting anything. So it's like a 6 or above is even having a chance with the 5, but the 5 wants an 8 or a 9. This is why I'm telling you guys, 99% of men have never even been with a girl who's a 4. I have 4,300 clients, and I've seen their wives, and I've seen their girlfriends, and it's like, Jesus Christ, like morbid.
I love the idea of a guy's wife walking in and you going, Jesus.
What is that?
What were you
thinking? I do have to say,
thinking 3.
I do have to say, I know plenty of people that it's not like conventionally attractive, and yes, their partner is also not they're the same level.
Okay. Sure.
But the thing is they have a really good dynamic.
Again, I'm not saying, you can be very happy not being with a woman who's exceptionally beautiful. I'm not saying that's the issue. What I'm saying is what's happened is the expectations of women have become so high. Yeah, we're talking 99% of men have never even been with a girl who's a 4. And by the way, a lot of girls.
How does a woman feel having to keep up to the standards of a 10?
Girl, it's the same
I'm sure it's hard, but you still have here's
the answer to that. The 10 doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So you sort that out, he'll be up there.
Yeah, and the other issue is like women who are trying to be 10s do not give a fuck about the bottom third of men getting no women at all.
No, I'm not talking about that. I think it's just like societal pressure to keep up with everything and be like the perfect person and everything. I'm a Virgo, so I think just being perfect is not.
Jessica, you could also You could also be less perfect, and dudes are still throwing dick at you.
Or less Virgo.
Not in my brain.
But we can't be less Virgo over here.
It's not again on dating apps. Women get 17 times as many matches as men. Like
I'm not on dating apps.
Of course you're not. But because there's 9 times as many men as women on dating apps.
They're just boring.
But my point is for this, you're sitting there. This pressure. I hear these women talk about this pressure to be all these. I've seen women who are like very unattractive, demanding ridiculous things of the men that they're dating.
Hoflation.
Exactly. So when you see this whole thing, it's like, I don't think this pressure is anywhere near on you that you think it is. I think I just see OnlyFans creators who are morbidly obese, just covered head to toe in tattoos, making $1 million a month, and you're sitting there telling me about the pressure you feel. I have to, let me tell you something. If I didn't go to work, if I didn't go work out, if I didn't make money at my job, there's no fucking girls coming to my place. No one's coming to save me. No one's going to give me pity vagina. It'll never happen. I'll go the rest of my life and nobody will hook up with me. You don't have the same problem.
I do have to say that, like, in the OnlyFans spectrum, like, most people are not like the obese. Most people are in the skinny area, and then it becomes it's not a no. Hang on, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the competition of OnlyFans and trying to the competition of OnlyFans.
Well, you're underestimating fetishes there.
Yeah, exactly. Listen. I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't love. If you like it, I love it for you. Here's one thing that I've always said. America is the greatest freaking place on earth because there's no other place. There's no other place in the world that will let you have a job out of anything. Like here, you can do anything you can think of and beyond. So
FBI, open up!
Leave her alone.
So I'm not.
It's like there's so much for everybody.
Not necessarily a good thing.
So that's money for everybody.
I never said it was a good thing. I'm just saying there's like a place for everybody to like go beyond their dreams.
You did say you liked America for it.
The competition in OnlyFans and in the adult industry, because I don't just do OnlyFans, I do more. But the competition to be perfect is even more like hang on, let me finish. Just because I don't get certain jobs because I have a stomach scar.
Agreed. I'm with you, but the point.
Whoa. What the fuck? What did you say?
I don't get directors don't like.
The stomach scar.
I have a stomach scar.
Oh, scar. I think it's a scar.
Okay, listen. I am not saying that you don't have to compete with other people on OnlyFans to make a living. I'm not saying that.
From
I'm
C-section?
just saying. Huh?
Is that from C-section?
No.
My intestines weren't connected when I was born.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not saying that you don't have competition with other people on OnlyFans. I'm saying that the stress that you go through is nowhere near comparable to a guy who's like dark-skinned, 5'2", trying to talk to women in the United States
with an accent.
Ooh. He has no fucking you have a chance.
100%.
You understand? People. I know this is going to sound crazy to some of you ladies. People can live on $10,000 a month. They actually can. These guys, like, literally, they get nothing. They get past. Women find them invisible, and like I'm sorry,
poor guy in the inbox.
Your misery is not anywhere comparable to them. They're completely ignored, and that's my whole point. Like, I understand what you're saying, but here's the part that makes it even worse. Because more women are getting into sex work, there's fewer women out there that these guys could even date if they want, and there's more women taking themselves out of in real life situations. They're not going to bars, they're not going to nightclubs, they're not going to they're not going out as much. And so now you have this bottom group of men that's a third. It'll probably be 40% here pretty soon.
They don't have to go out there. It's the internet.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Okay, one more time. Let me explain this. I believe women, to some extent, can get their validation from millions of men giving them money. I think they can. Men get their validation from having sexual intercourse with women. We can't do that over the internet. We have to go out to places and do things. We have to take risks in order for that to happen. So now what's happened because of this internet generation is we as men get nothing. And women, this is why I say, this is what he said before. It's brilliant. There's no such thing as a long distance relationship. No, they don't exist. Long distance relationships.
I wrote a song about that.
Yes. Long distance relationships validate women because they get attention. Long distance relationships do not validate men because they don't get sex.
But
and that's the difference.
Instant gratification is still a thing for men and for females through the internet. So you still to degree.
That's not validation. Masturbating is not validation.
What if you have a long distance relationship and you're allowing them to
venture out?
I don't. Who is allowing who?
What if you have a long distance relationship?
Yeah.
Say you have a long
Put it in the mic, babe.
Say you have a long distance relationship, right? And you just allow them, look, do what you want to do.
Yeah, but who has the advantage there? If
the guy.
Really? You think so? If
the guy does.
So I've been
do what you want to do.
In Jamaica. I used to go to hedonism every year with Paradise Challenge. We would go there. Did you ever go? Yeah. Okay. When you'd see the people swinging, there'd be couples that are swinging. The men are looking for a partner, and they're just sitting there holding their dick because nobody wants them. The women are looking for a partner. The women are looking for a partner, and there's 6 dudes lined up to have sex with her. The likelihood of us being, if you're in a polyamorous relationship with a woman, she has 100x more options than you as a man. It doesn't work.
Nice looking man though.
We're talking 4% of men. You're talking about 4%
We're
of
talking
men.
about 4%. That's fine, but not on nice looking man.
You're not including. But again, my point is to speak for the man who is invisible.
He gotta pay.
Huh?
He gotta pay.
They gotta pay.
He
Is
has to
that
pay.
your answer?
He gotta
And
pay.
that is exactly why women have shifted the transaction to online.
Yes.
Well,
exactly.
I do have to say, nothing is better than having a loved one in your presence and fucking them. I know that you said that, you know, we can get validation, but honestly, even though I'm in the porn industry, I am very much like, I really can't get off unless I have an emotional connection.
All right.
That's pretty typical.
But I'm
That's
one of
how
the few
other
in
women-
porn that actually does that. Okay, I'm one of the few. Like, we need to have a connection, the very least in porn. But thankfully, I have a man right now.
Because you're a Virgo.
Incredible. So
Yes.
Okay, well, we're bringing up star signs again. Can anyone guess what I am, real quick?
Uh-oh, here we go.
No,
Yeah, go around.
I'm gonna go Aquarius or
We've done that.
Taurus.
We've done this
Cancer.
before.
Aquarius.
Mhm.
Anyone else?
Cancer.
I'm not a hippie. I'm sorry.
Not a Cancer.
Thank fuck.
No idea.
Not a mind reader.
Cancer.
I'm gonna
Taurus.
say a Gemini.
See, I told you.
Oh, okay, a Taurus.
I was
Girl, you
Aquarius
said
or Taurus.
Taurus,
I
so
said
you're
Aquarius or
Bro, you
Taurus.
said Aquarius.
I said Aquarius or Taurus.
I did that. I did
that.
that experiment one time when we were at the old studio, and it's like there's like 10 girls at the table. Not one of them got it right. And I'm like, statistically, you should have guessed.
Well, they
it
always
by
give you
now.
at least 3.
What are you, Rolo?
What do you think I am?
I'm not a hippie. I said that
Oh,
from
you're
the
not a
beginning.
hippie. Okay.
I
I'm
like you.
sorry.
I like you a lot.
Sorry.
Some of you were at my birthday. Well, I think at least a couple of you were at my actual
I
birthday.
definitely
Yeah, you were
was.
at my birthday.
I
Good
wasn't
show.
invited, was I?
Yeah. I wasn't invited because I was
What
brown.
month was that again?
because you're brown, I'm browner than you. I don't understand.
BS. Okay, let's see.
Yes, thank you.
Where are you
Are
from?
kidding? I'm from Colombia. What are you talking about?
From
I'm
Colombia.
half Colombian, half
We're the
Venezuelan.
yeah, right. Exactly. I'm browner than you. Don't
How
worry about
are you? More brown
it.
than
No,
me?
no. You may be more Hispanic than me, but I'm brown. I'm darker.
Even the chat hasn't guessed
Is
it
that
yet.
because I don't get out of the
Y'all
sun?
look like almost
So
the same
ice
color.
doesn't find me doesn't mean that I'm not brown.
Listen, but after all the nice things you said about this country, I'm sure ICE will leave you alone after this.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It's okay.
They don't
I love
have
the
a
chase.
choice. They don't have a choice.
Okay, guys,
They don't have-
this is a pretty controversial video. A lot of people have I haven't watched the whole thing, so check it out and tell me what you guys think. Okay, let's check it out.
Oh, is this a 17?
17,
Okay,
yep.
here we go.
17 brutal truths about bitches. Number 1, they don't fall in love with a man, they fall in love with the way a man makes them feel. Number 2, they're only loyal to their feelings. Number 3, they are turned off by your struggles. Number 4, they don't lie, they tell temporary truths. Number 5, they never end relationships to be alone. Number 6, it is their instinct to emasculate the man they are with. It is their instinct to mold their man into a man they will want to cheat on. They can't form original opinions unless validated by people they trust. Number 9, they would rather be cheated on than be bored. Number 10, she'll only disrespect you for one of 2 reasons. Either you are less confident than her or she is threatened by your confidence. Number 11, feeling inferior turns her on. Most ghosting is done from shame. Number 13, she will break the law for the man she loves. Her emotions work opposite to your logic. Number 15, the better she understands you, the less she loves you. Number 16, you will never know her true body count. And number 17, every woman has at least one secret she will take to the grave.
One.
Rage
Not
bait.
one.
Oh, the watch rage.
No,
bait.
one lie.
Tell me,
No lies
you agree with all
detected.
17?
Every single one.
I
Rage
agree with
bait.
all 17, but the truest of all of them was she is going to mold you into the guy that she eventually cheats on.
And the even greater truth than that is that you need to be a leader for your woman for that exact
Yes.
reason.
Yeah. The idea, guys, again, if I run a business and my employees do what I want, I give them more money and more responsibility. So when they do things that I'm asking them to do, things work out better. When you're with a woman and you do everything she wants, she will leave you. She will punish you. That's when, if you do everything she wants, it doesn't mean that you can do some of the things she wants. I'm saying, like, you have no backbone as a man. She's always picking the restaurant. She's always picking the movie. She's always picking whatever. If it's one of these things, like, whatever you want to do, baby, because you don't want to stir up any kind of problems. No,
Dude,
woman will stay
hell
with you.
no. Be
Really?
assertive.
Yeah.
I
I
would
like-
much
Here's
rather
the
be
thing.
bored than deal with your bullshit.
I
too.
want
Try
someone
to
to take charge. I take
GPT.
charge in every single part of my
Right,
life.
I'm sick
I
of being
want
the boss.
Yeah.
Put me in my
So,
feminine
so
energy.
who would here would love to date a super exciting man? It's very sexually stimulating, but he cheats every once in a while. Just go ahead and raise your hand. Okay, you're all liars.
I'll take that
You're
guy.
all- you're
I'll
all
take that
liars.
guy. I'll take that guy.
You know what? I'll cheat on you back. Let's go.
All of you are liars.
I just want a man to pick a fucking place that we're gonna eat. Dude.
No. I don't think it's that. Listen, I feel like
That's definitely symbolic of
some-
a lot
some
more. I'd
that-
say.
Okay, we have this, but in my country, right?
That was cute.
Right? It's that nobody is going to allow. Like, here's one thing I've never agreed with the American dating mindset, and I say American because whatever.
Well, there's a few different mindsets. Which one are you referring to?
I'm referring to the fact that men are driven by ego. Okay, I don't care what you say. I can have the men. They're like,
you gotta
no person is going to tell me what to do. The moment you freaking tell them and you challenge their ego, they're like, oh, you go from, oh, you're not gonna do that, and you can't lift that. You're not even strong enough. They will go out of their way. No freaking they'll go out of their way just to show you that they're men enough for it, right?
Well, you know why they do that, right?
Please
do. Stroke that ego
because they think they're gonna get some pussy. That's right. So
please do effort.
It's not ego. It's pussy. Okay.
That's
just clarify these.
But I respect that, and that's also effort.
What you think is ego, that's usually pussy.
You shall be rewarded.
It is ego in my mindset, and I could be corrected, and I'm willing to learn. It's the fact that sometimes it's not even about women; it's about showing their guy friends how much of a man they are. And here's the problem where I see in my experience, right, is that women tend to take that for take advantage of that, and then instead of letting the men be a man outside of closed doors, I don't care if you are the one who wears the pants behind closed doors. Outside, you need to continue to let your man be a man so that he can continue to act.
They don't want to do that in America.
Go ahead, Jake.
I'm just indecisive.
Ceasefire.
I don't want to do it in America.
I don't know what I want to eat, guys.
I love it, guys. That's great. Quiet real quick. Jake, go.
So, in terms of men operating through ego, which you said there, under what pretense do women operate in terms of hypergamy?
I don't know what women operate. I can tell you what I operate
tell
with. It is, for me, is that my man needs to stay a man in open scenarios.
You're describing. Hold on, guys. You guys don't realize you're describing your own hypergamy.
Yes.
You're describing it from your
standpoint.
We're talking
about the 4%, right?
No.
I don't know numbers. I'm not gonna
when you say, would you want a man that you can walk all over?
No,
absolutely
so you would
not.
want a man who leads. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're describing someone who has higher status than you. You are in order for you to be attracted to him, hypergamy must be satisfied. Shout out to Casey Zander. Hypergamy must be satisfied.
And what
does
hypergamy represent from women? Their ego.
Yeah.
Look at the man I got.
Yeah.
Ego's a two-way street.
It's the same thing both ways.
Because
the reason why men, in my opinion, have let themselves act the way that they have is because they're also being like, look at the woman that I have. I have the hottest girl, and she's the one that everybody wants.
But that's a 4%.
Wait, let me see if I can clarify this a little bit more, because I think a lot of women think that that's really what guys are about. Like, guys want to get the hottest chick they can so they can show off to all their guy friends, because they think that in some way validates them. No, actually, guys want to get with the hottest chick they can get with because they want to fuck that chick. Yeah. They actually they want to actually have sex with the hottest girl that they can get. And I'll tell you, and if one of my friends says, "Oh man, you got a really good looking girl," or whatever.
So they already went that.
That's like 5%.
I'm not icing on the cake.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but there's a difference between just fucking and actually having a relationship.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm interested to know what you guys think about the relationship. Why do they choose, what you were saying? What's the relationship compared
they want
to
the next best thing.
I want the guys to answer.
They want to fuck the prettiest girl.
So initially for men, it's always physical, and then what the relationship can sprout from that. What it can't happen is if the relationship starts where I'm physically attracted to you, so I give you money, you can never be genuinely desirous of me. Yeah. It's impossible. If I lead with money, that's why I tell guys to stop doing
I agree with that.
Okay, so if that's the
mutual
case,
respect.
If that's the case, if I'm like, man, you're really attractive, and we start having sex on a regular basis, and you bring some sort of benefit into my life over a period of time, then a relationship can sprout from that. But it's not. But initially, we are hairless murder apes, and we are very fucking shallow. Women are addicted to men with status. Men are addicted to women with looks. That's the way it works in the beginning. Then from that, other things can sprout.
I got a lot to bring to the table. I know how to fillet fish properly.
Hell yeah, you do.
But what were you gonna say, babe?
Yeah.
Oh, effort goes a long way too. Like, yes, don't pay for it up front, right? But If you invite me to dinner, you
Also,
Laura, I agree with
I
you,
get
except you're leaving out the part that he needs to be attractive.
He has to.
the guy needs to be
Yeah,
attractive.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, I do have to
I used
agree
to, I used
because
to know two Californian girls who would go out because they were broke. This is before OnlyFans, which is why they were broke.
Oh no.
And they would literally go out for dates with guys to get free food.
Oh no! I'm talking about for her to like a guy. She's
That's
like,
our free food.
she's like, I want a guy to put it.
Oh, sorry.
So when
Yes,
women,
you
when women
definitely
are
need to be
describing, I want a guy to
attractive, but-
approach me. No, you want an attractive guy to approach you. When women are saying, I want him to
Oh
put in
no!
effort.
In that context, you're
Yeah,
100%
you're saying
correct.
I want a guy to put in effort. No, you want an attractive guy to put in
No,
effort.
I also want yes, of course, but you've seen my track record of exes, so there's also that.
I mean, you may
You
get
gotta
to
look
that
like
point. I mean,
something.
then give
Well,
a
if
dude
you
a
want to
chance.
get personal.
oh my god, you're almost crying.
I haven't seen that. Do they walk on all fours? Or?
at this point, probably.
So I have two things. First of all, I did date someone for about like 4 months.
Who
That
walks
was
on all fours?
no. But he he's the funny guy, and that's what got me.
So it
He
wasn't for
a
his
true-
Okay,
looks.
so that's a
It
different. way of
wasn't
being
for his look.
That's a different way of being attractive. But in order for you to see his funniness, he didn't come up to you in a nightclub and you have to talk over the music. There's probably some way for you to connect with him in a familiar environment so you can witness his funniness, which makes him attractive.
Well, that's the limitations of game.
Yes, it is a limitation.
And another thing,
That's why logistics are so important.
and another
It
thing,
sort of
the
ends
thing
after
that
pickup.
the thing that I'm looking, well, now that I have, anyways, the thing that I'm looking for is somebody that puts like less pressure on me and like actually wants to like put less on me, like clothes or like buys me flowers, picks out dinner, like that.
Again, Jessica,
less mental load.
we understand this,
Makes
but the
me
point
feel
the point
less
is
not
the
in
point
Yeah,
is
but I'm
you have to
telling
be
the
attracted
chat.
to him first.
I'm telling the chat, and I agree. You do have
There's
to.
gotta be
That's
some
the
type of
hook.
attraction.
You have to
but
hook.
you guys understand how you are
It does.
you are misleading millions
Because
of
what's
men.
the lust?
How am I
wear-
misleading
listen,
them? I'm
time out.
agreeing with you.
You guys are all
Listen,
the way you describe it.
Once
you're
that
misleading.
lust wear off, and you're not attracted to that person,
Yeah, but you
It's
keep,
over.
but it's the
It-
lust.
it's-
You guys
you
keep
be like,
misleading
now
men by
you
saying
ugly.
things
Now I
like
don't like you.
you keep misleading men by saying things like put in more effort. Come up and talk to me in a nightclub. Why won't men approach? You're misleading men because then you start dating narcissists and then you sit there and complain about them. No, what you need to say to men is,
I
hey,
do
I
season
need to find you
chicken.
attractive first and then put in effort. Then it would be fine. Homeless, overweight, smelly people coming up to you and buying you fucking flowers and taking you to dinner doesn't make you sexually attracted to them. You need to be attracted to them first. But women leave this part out constantly,
Well,
which is
women
why men
love-
are complaining.
Women love narcissism.
Yes.
It's one of the three aspects of the dark triad.
That's correct. Yeah. And by the way,
because narcissism, what's innate with narcissism is an overt sense of confidence,
Yeah.
which women are attracted to.
Yes.
Which is why the subjectivity of being attractive, I think, is probably secondary to the confidence that someone exudes. Because I know some fat, ugly, stinky dudes that have got some relatively good-looking women.
Yes.
Because they exude confidence.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing as well. Whenever I was talking about, because I've had people come to my chat and just be like, Jake, I'm 5'4". I can't get a woman. And I'm like, okay, well, you can't get a woman not because you're 5'4", but because you have the confidence of a man that's 5'4".
Yeah.
And I've known men that are, great pickup artists. They've got a lot of women. I know a guy who's got a girlfriend who's way taller and way hotter than he is because he doesn't let his height get in the way of that kind of thing.
Confidence does go a long way.
Confidence is so much hotter than a guy looks.
It is.
Absolutely everything.
Shocking.
I'm talking like.
But there is a difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yes,
Which
arrogance
you don't know.
Arrogance makes you super attractive.
I'm gonna say arrogance isn't
Really
bad.
not.
Like
Arrogance
ego.
makes you super
Yeah,
attractive.
but
To
then
an
eventually you
extent.
get
To an
tired of the
extent.
arrogance.
Then
becomes
hold
annoying,
on.
like
Eventually, guys, please listen.
It
Eventually,
is.
you get tired of the arrogance after you fucked him 25 times.
Yeah.
Then you're tired of it.
Yeah.
I
Ready?
do have to
So
say arrogance.
don't be arrogant. Listen, don't be arrogant.
Well,
Don't be a narcissist.
I spoke about this
I
on
agree
stream.
with that.
They do fuck
Arrogance is actually one of the probably one of the greatest indicators of the longevity of a relationship. If on the condition that arrogance encompasses her as well.
Yeah.
Because a lot of women would assume that arrogance is probably very personal. It's very egocentric. It's very, one person, and she's outside of this arrogance, and she has to witness this. However, sometimes arrogance can actually absorb the paramour. So you become part of his arrogance. And
You're feeding into it.
Yeah,
I
so
like arrogance. To be honest.
Well, yeah.
You know why? Because
because he's arrogant because he has you, and he's
at the start,
You're a reflection
Yeah.
of him.
when I talk to someone, so to speak, if someone's arrogant to me, please don't take it the wrong way. But if someone's a little bit arrogant to me, it's the chase.
Yeah.
Be a little bit unavailable for me. If you're giving me stuff or up, get it anytime.
well. Now you're describing game.
If a bit of arrogance to me, I'm intrigued.
It's the push
I
and
have a
pull.
question.
That for me
Why
is
is
intrigue
it-
for me. No,
But
Why is it that arrogance or things that you take actually accountability for seems to be a negative thing?
What do you mean?
So
accountability and
When you
arrogance
say-
is not
when-
the
When
same
you say
thing.
you mean men or women? I don't understand what you're saying.
just being in general. So for me, right, in my personal life,
Uh-huh.
I like to tell, and my biggest, I guess my biggest motive in life, because I mean you shouldn't take advice from me,
Okay.
obviously, right?
The view count went down. The view count went down.
I get it. You know, I don't blame them. It's the fact that whenever we start to become really accountable of ourselves, right? Let's say, in my opinion, when you say that there's the simpy guys that want to be used, they would, if they didn't want to be used, then they wouldn't allow themselves to be
Right,
used,
but if
right?
they had the option of having a woman have genuine
But they
desire
don't
for
have
them,
they don't have the option.
no, they
because
do.
Some of them
they
like
do.
it.
So
They
they don't
do.
like it,
They do. They
right?
could just join
So
my
it's
fucking
like-
program, and they do.
No,
That's
well,
obnoxious.
also,
Which
some of
they
them-
should.
Some of them
Which
will
they
pay
should.
for you to beat the
However,
shit out of them, and they
They
enjoy
would
it.
are getting
Some of them
ours.
are lazy.
Let's look at it
See,
this way,
that's-
right? Without
A lot of them
losers,
don't want to
there's
work
no
on
winners,
themselves.
right?
Oh, cross that.
Can we agree with that?
What?
Without losers, there's no winners.
Sure, to a certain
Right.
extent, but you can also uplift the entire. Like,
I understand
like-
that there's that you could have, would, right? However, it's the fact that we have to understand that when people need to take accountability, like let's say, yes, I'm arrogant, yes, I'm self-centered, yes, I'm a narcissist. Why does it always become a negative thing? Whereas it's like being something positive to what you own. It's like,
Thank you.
I am.
Thank you. You know, you just made my case because I have been saying this for forever. Anytime I see some kind of article or some kind of stupid ass tweet when people start talking about like the dark triad personality traits, I'm like, why the fuck are we calling them dark? Because clearly women get off of them. Clearly
Every
they've been passed
human
down.
being.
What's
They've
the
been
dark triad?
it's passed
They're
down
dark when they have them.
through
What's the
evolutionary
dark
history.
triad?
Women have selected men for those traits. They must have a utility. They must be in some
Why
way
is that negative?
Does that not also make you
survival
someone-
beneficial. Otherwise, people wouldn't have them today.
Not
Does
only
that
that,
also
it's
make
that
you someone
as
who's a
human
successful
beings,
person because of
if
those
we are
traits?
self-aware, truly self-aware, is that we need to recognize either what society deems as dark, right, or wrong. Whereas like you're secure of yourself, so what?
Well, the dark
So-
triad is objectively dark.
Well,
Okay, what is the dark
but it's
triad?
still, like,
Balance.
you being
Okay.
a narcissist.
Dark triad is
Go ahead.
narcissism, Machiavellianism, and sociopathy. Those-
Psychopathy.
Yeah,
I
psychopathy.
mean, that's the
majority
Hang
of
on,
it,
let him talk.
the majority of the attraction to dark triad, the majority of it is narcissism. That when women say that they like those attributes. Here's the thing: regardless of what you think about dark triad traits, the reality is dark triad traits are only pervade in Homo sapien males because women keep fucking those
dudes.
men. There is no
100%.
argument against this.
So
If
why
wo-
is it negative?
Huh?
So why is it
because,
seen as
because
negative?
women don't like
Because
women
it
don't like
shouldn't
when
be
Brock the
negative.
bartender fucks them and doesn't call him the
It
next day.
shouldn't be negative though.
What-
Until
That's
years
what
ago,
I'm saying. Yes.
until about 5 or 6 years ago, I never even heard the word narcissism.
Yes,
And I
it's
tell you right
thrown
now,
around so
one of my
much.
most passionate relationships I had about 4 years ago, God bless him, was a narcissist, so to speak, whatever. We were so passionate, hot, and amazing. And we're great friends now still. I never heard the word until 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, the
And-
word is different from the
Does it go
diagnosis.
both ways?
And it now,
For men and
I
women?
think that it can be used good and bad. We have this such negative on it. We've all got a bit of ego. Ego can be good if used
Ego's
good or
not
bad.
narcissism.
But
It's
ego
depending
can
on
be
how
as
they
well,
use
though.
it. If they're
Ego-
gonna cheat and
ego-
lie,
But does it
who's
go
gonna
both
stay with
ways?
that?
Okay,
Does it go both ways?
Okay,
Go
but
ahead.
just real quick before we continue, we need to clarify narcissism here. So narcissism
It's
is not
different.
just an adjective for someone who's very self-centered. Narcissism is NPD, it's narcissistic
Yes.
personality disorder, and it comes with its own subset of
That's different.
symptoms
But
that are
here's the
represented.
problem.
Hang on, let him talk, please.
Which is why then people then perceive them as negative, because narcissistic personality disorder tends to come with a sense of grandiosity, which women find very attractive. It also then comes with a complete and utter lack of empathy and remorse, which also women find very attractive. But then that is what then starts
It's
to
the
cause
problem.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah, but
You
that's-
cannot. It's like while women find these men attractive, there is no functional society with these men in it. To a certain extent, I mean, obviously you have politicians and CEOs who are narcissists, but for the most part, the majority of the human population cannot be sociopaths.
And I
If that
understand
is the case,
It's
then
7%.
society breaks down at that
But then
course.
why are people then, especially women, there's so many women in the, I say this with love again, so many women, I know everyone, I was a narcissist Were they really narcissists?
No.
Or no,
No, it's just a
they're
fun
not.
word. That,
Well,
no,
here's the
September.
thing.
It's a fun word
They
they
just
learned
throw
on
around a lot.
TikTok.
And
Yeah.
everybody,
Just throw it around a
everybody
lot.
is they have narcissistic traits, because if you're not little cocky about yourself,
You would never cut into traffic if you weren't a little narcissistic.
What do you
anyone who's doing OnlyFans, anyone who's in porn, any YouTuber, any TikToker who is successful, they all have narcissistic traits. You know why? Because they care about themselves and they want to do better, and they're thinking about themselves.
Having
Having narcissistic traits and being a narcissist are two different
Yes.
things.
Yeah, that's
So,
correct.
like,
Yes.
I don't feel like it's a narcissistic
Go ahead.
trait.
But
think
that's the difference between being a real narcissist and a narcissistic trait.
I mean, that's to ignore the context of the YouTuber or even the person involved, because you could say that the spearhead of like an organization that is a charity, you could say, well, it's kind of narcissistic that you're making it all about yourself, but they are representing a message that is bigger than themselves, which a YouTuber could do.
I was going to say, like, when I first started writing, a lot of the stuff that was in my first book came out of conversations I had on forums, on online forums, right?
Is that the 2013 one, the Rational?
Yeah, the very first. Thank you. Yeah, available on Amazon.
It's a very good book.
Tell your friends to tell their friends.
But the thing is then it went to the blogs, and then I started building out blog essays and stuff based on all of the conversations that we had over the course of like about 10 or 12 years on the forums, right?
Yeah.
And then I had actually a woman come up to me and approach me online anyways and say her son could really use this blog or stuff that we were talking about on the blog, but he would never take it seriously unless I put it into a book form. And so when I decided I was going to actually write my very first book, I was like, I had to get over myself. I was like, do people really want to read this? Like, people really like, am I that guy? It was like impossible. It was like
imposter syndrome.
It was imposter syndrome, but it was also, and how I got over that is I realized, like, you have to, if you're going to put yourself out there, if you're going to be a public figure, if you're going to be an influencer, if you're going to, like, a lot of people, the people who don't get imposter syndrome, those are the guys you need to worry about.
Yeah.
It's the people who do get imposter syndrome. Because I was thinking, who the fuck wants to listen to what I have to say, right? And then I realized that, because of all the response
have to consider the message.
And then so what I realized, what I had to realize then is, like, you have to be conceited. You have to be somewhat conceited to say, I think I'm badass enough that people would want to buy this book, and sure as shit, it worked out for me. And the thing is now I know, and now I'm much more confident to go out there and write 5 more books on top of that.
And that's embodying a narcissistic trait without being a
exactly.
narcissist. Yeah.
And it's a positive,
because it's
a positive.
I had something similar happen.
It's
Talking about Astrid, go.
And it's just my ignorance on the subject. Is it a narcissistic trait, or is it the actual believing yourself that society has not taught us?
I think you have to. Okay, so I'm gonna quote William Shakespeare really quick. There's in Henry V. What is it? Self-love is not so great a sin as self neglect is not so great a sin as self-love, right? And it's like, and I was like, yeah. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna neglect yourself, or are you gonna love you so much that you have, people will think you're prideful, you're arrogant, just because you're like, no, I'm gonna write a book. That's what it's taking that narcissism and taking that there's just a little bit of conceit and saying, you know what, I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to float this out and see how it works, right? And to get to that point, you have to get over yourself and say, other people want to listen to this. So it's, self-love is not so great a sin as self-neglect.
And speaking even further on narcissism there, it's notoriously difficult to get an accurate diagnosis on narcissism, because people who have NPD or narcissistic personality disorder very rarely ever check themselves in for psychiatric help because they have it.
It's usually a court order that causes them to go.
So it's very, very difficult to find them and nail them down. And even when you do, what they then start to do is affect their behavior so they don't come across as a narcissist. So what you need to remember is the difference between narcissistic tendencies and being a narcissist is how deliberate you are with your intentions.
What are you doing?
You could on purpose be like, okay, I need to be egotistical about this. I need to very purposefully put myself in the spotlight because the message I have is far larger than I am. A narcissist does not think like this.
Hey, for those of you who want to get educated on the subject, real simple, check out Dr. Martha Stout. It's a Sociopath Next Door. Her second book is called Surviving the Sociopath Next Door. There's another book called Confessions of a Sociopath, and there's another great book called Walking on Eggshells: Living with Somebody with Borderline Personality Disorder. And it actually goes over narcissism in those books. Read those 4 books, and you'll have a far clearer understand when you're dealing with some guy who just didn't want to settle down with you. He just didn't want to settle down. He likes to fuck lots of women. He didn't want to settle down. That doesn't make him a narcissist. narcissist.
No, it
that doesn't make him a
doesn't.
psychopath. But no, he's the one getting called a psychopath. That's the reason.
Unless they yell at you in public because they're insecure.
Of course, that's fine.
But then
they could also be insecure. That could also be the reason.
That's a big problem.
Guys, I need you to pay attention. Hold on, guys. Ready? We listen and we don't judge. We listen. This is one of the things we do in the show is we listen and we don't judge. So let's pay attention.
I'm gonna judge.
Oh God.
I'm out.
What was the one?
Kids.
Okay, kids. Okay, yeah. There we go.
Listen and we don't judge. I got kids by my uncle. All 3 are his, and my baby daddy think the kids is his. And I tell everybody I don't like men, so I tell them my kids are my nieces and nephews.
Bitch, what the fuck, bitch?
Bitch, what the fuck, bitch?
She got kissed by her uncle.
Here, play it again. Play it again from the beginning.
Okay,
so they can hear it.
So, don't judge. Here we go.
We listen and we don't judge. I got kids by my uncle. All 3 are his, and my baby daddy think the kids is his. And I tell everybody I don't like men, so I tell them my kids are my nieces and nephews.
That's English?
Yeah, she got a little.
That's awesome. What do you guys think about that? There's
gross.
nothing in the world that would cause me.
Are they from? Are they from Alabama?
Listen, it don't matter where they from. That shit happen everywhere. It happens everywhere.
It does, unfortunately.
It happens everywhere.
I mean, just because it happens everywhere, it doesn't mean that it's right.
To the
They
same
just
degree.
saying it. Yeah, it's not right. It's incest.
So, but here's the thing that
I can't hear myself
here's
over
another
here.
thing why I love the internet. Okay, I love TikTok because it's free, and I want to know like how your mama loves custody of you, and you and your mom have the same baby daddy,
Yeah.
and then like like,
That's great. Isn't that fun?
The same.
And like, by the way, like having
Sure.
sex with your aunt or uncle, it's only bad if you're not Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen.
and like
In that case, it's okay.
House of the Caris, awesome. But like, why did you like 3 times?
Had
In
a
my
kid with him 3 times because she's attracted to him.
That's who she was.
That's why.
That's who she was fucking
listen.
with.
Baseball,
That was her-
strike. I
that's what
get
she was
it, but
fucking
like,
with.
Oh, did you know that incestuous relationships are ridiculously high within Black communities in America?
I did not know that.
It's quite high, yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Well, I mean,
really
they're pretty
I feel
high
like
with
it's
Middle
high.
Eastern
It's high with
communities
it's
as
high
well.
with-
Well, it's funny you mentioned
it's
that
high with
because that's
everybody.
They don't frown on marrying your cousin.
no.
Is it
Well,
illegal,
do you know what
though?
the Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister, our president of England?
who's our president?
No, he's
England.
British.
Yeah.
British.
English.
Ain't he like a king or something?
No, they have a prime minister and they
I
have a
didn't.
king.
I didn't thought. I didn't.
No,
think
they're-
that-
different.
No, the king is like a.
Not for some time now.
The king is a figurehead.
Have you guys ever
Ah.
seen the discussions of Britain and their
queen died.
Congress?
Hold on a second. Time out. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. This is exactly why Keir Starmer, our president, what we call a prime minister, voted to not abolish cousin marriage, because we have an exceedingly high population of Muslims, and Muslims tend to vote for him.
So it's not illegal in UK, is that correct?
Well, no, it's not illegal in the United States.
So-
You can actually marry your
so
cousin. You
that-
just can't marry. You can't marry your aunt or uncle or nephew or niece or brother.
Which
That's
what
or
they would have
parent. Yeah, they
That's
can't do that.
something
A parent
you
or child, you can't do that because you're 1 degree of you're 50% shared alleles. But people marry their cousins in this country.
So as a non-judgmental, I do stuff for my sex therapy and stuff, and I say with kinks and so forth, I don't judge or shame any kinks at all unless it's illegal. It may not be for me, but unless it's illegal, it's wrong. If it's not for me, that's fine. You don't judge anyone. I'm really strong on that stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
Girls,
do you have any
let-
background in psychological studies or anything?
Yeah, I do. I'm a sex therapist.
Let me
Okay,
tell
and
you
Do
something.
you find a very close correlation between those that have extreme kinks and childhood trauma?
Yes, 100%. It's
Yeah.
Most generally speaking, especially females. Females are very sex driven if they've been obviously abused or so forth. They get in the sex industry very early for that reason, and it's something that comes inherently don't. And same with men as
I
well.
agree.
That's
And it's very
that's what
very
that
Go ahead,
is,
Astrid.
for sure.
So I'm so sorry, and excuse my ignorance, but so unless it's illegal, it's still something that you don't judge. Here's my point with that. First of all, we all judge. It's bullcrap that we're like,
Thank you.
Who are we?
Hey, I love you, Astrid. I love you.
Do you know what?
Who are we to judge? I have a mouth.
I love
and then like
love
the First
judging.
Amendment. Like, who's gonna stop me? You, me? No, nobody's gonna stop me.
Somebody gonna
And then
talk
second
shit.
of all, it's like, okay, let's say it's not illegal. What happened to that guy that married his daughter that he gave up to adoption? It's on Netflix. You can look it up. It's
Is
awesome.
that Woody Allen? Is Woody Allen?
No, no idea. But like, okay, so
That's
for
just
you,
Chinese.
you're
She's
judging.
Chinese, so I had to marry her.
Yeah,
your
that's not
your
cool.
line
Woody
draws into unless it's illegal, which is like we determine as society what's illegal and what's not illegal, right? So there's like why those lines exist in my mindset, right? There is the law, and what's legal is law, it's black and white. And there's this gray area that you can work with. So unless it's like determined word by word that that's illegal, then it's not like
Okay.
I think in America,
not
anyone
cool.
that were to like marry like a parent, that's going to be illegal. Anyone that's going to fuck a dog,
happens.
Okay, real
talk.
talk. I did not expect for us to discuss
Not
the
cool.
morality
Incest and
of incest.
bestiality.
The whole point of this was that
Not
people will
cool.
say crazy shit on the internet to go viral. That was the point. Anyway, let's go to this next video.
All right.
You were gonna cheat on me soon. I know, because I'm an empath.
I was not gonna cheat on you.
I had
What are
to
you
cheat on you
talking about?
because you were literally gonna cheat on me.
All right, go, get out.
Close the door.
Go,
Shut the door.
get out.
Shut
I
it.
wasn't gonna cheat on you. What are
And now
talking
you don't believe me, so I don't trust you. And now I'm hurt and confused.
That's a woman
Leave!
What? What are you talking about?
Manipulative.
Oh
And
my
you're
God.
So toxic.
It's right before the period.
Gaslighting. Textbook gaslighting.
Boy, that's a whole
It's
lot of
almost like
gas.
right
That's
before the period.
gas.
Yeah, that's correct.
It's right before the period.
I
The most psycho
She
my
probably
girlfriend
didn't
is
even cheat.
literally
Sound
right
like
before
she-
She
that.
probably didn't even cheat on me.
Okay, so hold on, talk about real quick, guys. Do you think that's a legitimate argument? She's an empath.
She's an
though.
empath.
So she knew he was going to cheat, so he cheated
No.
on him.
I
She cheated on
no,
him.
it isn't, but I do have to say I have woken up in like the funny guy's bed, and I knew exactly that we were gonna break up that week because of a feeling in the room.
So you cheated on him.
No.
Okay.
No, but I had
So
a
you're not
feeling
even really
the
trying.
like if they put the vibe out there, I can feel it. Now
This
I'm
shit
not
is like Minority Report. We knew you were going to commit the crime, so
No.
we arrested you
No.
preemptively so you wouldn't commit the crime.
I don't agree that she
Is that
did
admissible
that.
in court?
I don't
Vibes?
agree that she did that, but I just have
Vibes
to
and-
say
and
the
aura.
vibes in that air. I could tell that it was like it was over.
So
And
you're
it was.
you're justified in fucking other people because of the vibes.
I never said fucking.
Okay.
I'm just stating
Breaking
that-
up.
It has to
It
be
was
the
like a
moon.
platonic.
So
waking
none
up
of you
and
ladies, hold on.
It
None
was
of you
the
ladies
moon.
agree with her. None of you think, hey, listen, I'm an empath. I can
No,
tell you were going
no.
to cheat, so I cheat.
It's
None
the
of you do.
moon.
You pulled that
It's
from
the moon.
TikTok,
but we
yeah?
do
Huh?
know when
Pull
they
that from
do
TikTok?
cheat.
What do you mean?
You pulled that from TikTok?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, I don't believe the
But we
legitimacy
can
of
tell
that
when
at
you
all.
do cheat because of the
Was it the
environment.
moon? Was it the moon or the
It's not that.
retrograde?
It has everything to
Retrograde?
do with vibes
reverse?
and the feeling between their energy to you.
Right, but
We're
that's not the
feeling
point.
it.
The
What do you
point
have
is
intuition?
the point is not empathy or vibes or whatever the fuck you want to call it. The point is once you feel the eject button, it's time to go fuck one of his friends. Is that correct? Is that what we're establishing? Okay, I just want to make
You're
sure.
not gonna know when a
I
woman
just
cheats.
want to make sure.
You're not gonna know when a woman cheats.
There was a guy.
Don't put
There
words
we
in my
go. There
mouth.
we go. All right. Hey guys,
You're not
okay.
gonna know.
Who here knows who Caitlin Clark
These
is?
bitches
The
go
basketball
to
player.
hell.
Raise your hand if you guys know who she
It
is.
sounds like a Marvel
I
character.
think so.
So she's a
Let's
shooting
go.
guard for the Indiana Fever. She's like the first pick in the draft. She's really popular.
She's got that fever.
Basketball player.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to show you this video. I
She's
know
a basketball player.
Yeah, she's a basketball. She's actually really good.
She's
I
a-
would pay to
she's
watch
a
her. She's
great
really
basketball
fucking
player.
good.
Yeah,
She's
she is
WNBA
actually-
player. But this is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in my life. So we have to show it. Ready?
E8 Sports.
How about
first
Reggie
game.
compare Caitlyn
To Pritchard?
What?
Well, I think everyone thought he was going to stay Steph Curry, but Jack, is that bad though? If you think about it,
Nah, man, nah. Peyton Pritchard doing his thing. That's
Right.
I ain't tripping. It's just
Right.
if you see her face, she was expecting Steph Curry or somebody like that. That's the last person she was thinking was Peyton Pritchard, nigga. She looking like, who is that?
oh, so I never saw this. She was sitting right next to him.
Yes, watch.
That reminds you of the young lady to your right.
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to.
Who the fuck is that? It's him.
What the fuck is this nigga talking about?
He's the guy.
We love Red.
Reggie and Cole, motherfucker.
Hey, Reggie must have hit that all the smoke pack before he went on camera.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna
That
say
was the
Steph,
producer
too.
feed.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
kinda
hilarious.
confused at what you're talking
Y'all know
about
she
it
sold
is.
she
Can
sold
you
more
explain it to
jerseys.
us?
Okay,
He
so
he complimented the player that was right next to him.
yeah, so
Right,
he said, "Who does Caitlin Clark remind you of?"
Okay.
And she's the best shooter, probably. I mean, most definitely, she's the best shooter in the WNBA. So she wanted Reggie Miller, who's considered one of the best shooters of all time, to say, this woman reminds me of either maybe Reggie Miller or reminds me of Steph Curry, who's the best shooter in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And she said Peyton Pritchard, who's a backup. Who's Peyton Pritchard? Peyton Pritchard plays for the God. I can't even remember who Peyton. Oh, the
He plays,
Celtics.
though.
He's a backup for the
He does.
Celtics. And so she goes like this. She goes, As soon as he said,
"Oh, that wasn't even the girl that was right."
That was him. That was the girl. If you watch the clip, she goes,
like,
she looks at him, and then she goes, Peyton Pritchard, and she goes like this, and it's her. Like it was really funny.
That was a producer feed. The guy has no idea who any of these players are.
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. No, the guy
He's
talking
a basketball player.
No,
Yeah.
Reggie Miller definitely knows who all these people are. Reggie Miller shot 40% from the 3-point line. He's a good player. But anyway, I thought that one was fucking hilarious. I watched that and I could not stop laughing over.
Probably
and over.
because she sold more jerseys than Steph Curry, right?
She did not sell more than Steph Curry, but more than anybody in there.
Actually, do WNBA sell anything?
Yeah, they do, but but it's disproportionately probably more than 50% of all.
Are they actually subsidized?
Yeah, they are subsidized by the NBA.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
need to get those stats.
Oh man, I actually used this video on my Sunday show.
Here we go.
So here we go.
Okay, ladies, what do you think about this?
You, my husband, say you love me, say you support my fight against injustice for women, and still vote for the man who thinks it's okay to grab a woman by the pussy?
So you came to me and said, hey, listen, this really bothers me. Why would you do this? And I said, if you think that I just brush off that he sexually assaulted women, I certainly do not. Voting for him was not me saying that I condone that behavior, that I think it's okay, that I don't recognize the trauma that kind of thing causes many people. When I'm given two horrible choices, I have to have a North Star that I'm going towards. The most important thing that we can do right now is secure our economic future. I believe America is in the middle of a crisis. I believe that history speaks very clearly that in these moments, more often than not, the country will break bad. And when a country breaks bad, it's not a recession, it's not even a depression, it's often 100 years of being backwards. You look at what happened to China, they called themselves the Middle Kingdom, and then they go through what they call 100 years of humiliation. You look at a nation like Argentina, was once, I think, the 4th richest economy in the world. It fell to socialism and just went completely backwards. The same thing happened in China. The same thing happened in Russia. If you look at China, 45 million people starved to death. So the policies that I saw being presented on one side historically have led to famine and death on a scale that we cannot wrap our heads around.
Sure, but I think it's super important. I want to really ground this again. You voted for a man.
Yep.
Because this is about who was up for election.
I wasn't voting for all the things that people think I'm voting for. Those are holding my nose, understanding trade-offs, and just saying, it sucks that that's the package that it comes in, but the other package takes a much faster step towards catastrophe. So I read the situation through that lens. I don't expect everybody to agree, but my worldview is that everything, and I really do mean everything, is downstream of economics. You mess with economics, you mess with societal structure, everybody's at risk. For a whole lot worse, I think that is the right thing to be more afraid of than what Trump represents.
This was one of these things that was really hard for me to talk about. It's the first time we're talking in public about it. I've had a lot of freaking backlash. I was very secure in your response because we'd spoken about it so much and I know your value system. If you were like, well, what's the problem? That would have become a problem between me and you because your value system doesn't align with me.
Now you know why we never got the call for Tom Bilyeu.
So yeah, let's get a little backlog here. Tom Bilyeu's team actually reached out to us to come on, and then all of a sudden they vanished, and we couldn't figure out why. Mystery fucking solved.
Yes.
We understand because here's the thing. What President Trump said about grabbing by the pussy inappropriate. He probably shouldn't do that. That's definitely not a good thing. However, he was referring to women who were kind of throwing themselves at him. So I'm again with context, I still think it's really bad. That's nowhere near as bad as all the lying Kamala Harris and Joe Biden did. The idea that those idiots would be running our economy is absurd. And what he's saying is correct. The problem is why they want to.
This is why they want to repeal.
Because I can promise you that we're going in that direction with Trump is going as president.
Hold on, I'm sorry, I can't hear you over all-time highs in the S&P 500. I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry, I can't hear that. Sorry, excuse me.
Well, do you know what?
I'm just looking at gas under $4 a gallon.
To her credit, I got to say, Obama did do way better with deportations.
Sure, yeah, he deported a lot more people. That's right,
and accidentally killing illegals.
Yeah, Biden actually did deport more people than Trump did as well.
So far, but that doesn't mean he won't exceed it.
Trump only aspires to be as ruthless as Obama was.
I fucking hate him. I fucking hate him.
Okay, anyway, the point is, going back to what he said, is regardless of who he voted for, And I happen to agree, even if I didn't agree with Tom Bill, you said the fact that he had to mansplain like that to his wife on there, this humiliation ritual that she was putting him through was absolutely absurd to me. And the problem is, I think that if he on its face disagreed with her, he would never publicly disagree with his wife like this. They should not have brought this out in public. And now I understand why Tom would not. Now I understand, like, Tom, listen, brother, look at me. I love Quest bars. I'm a big fan of yours. Blink twice, brother. If you need us to come save you, blink twice.
This is why they're trying to repeal the 19th, because of shit like that.
Well, no, so what I saw here, so when I went and did an analysis of this video on my Sunday show. The thing is you've got Tom Bilyeu there, who is giving you this very detailed, it's like a history lesson, right?
Yes.
So a history lesson in like global economics and geopolitics.
Naturally is pragmatism.
And like, so he's like, well, of the two candidates that I could vote for, and I don't want to see this happen, like, and then just basically give this history lesson. She's like, yeah, but grab him by the pussy. That's all. I mean, that was the whole. That was all there was.
I'm sorry.
That's all there was.
The tens of thousands of disproportionately African American men that fucking Kamala Harris put into jail in fucking in California when she was Attorney General. Fuck her. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear this shit. That's 10 times worse than whatever Trump said, and I'll stand on that. That's ridiculous.
And they've already dealt with him. They've already dealt with Trump before. They're used to him. They know how he is.
Go ahead, Astrid.
That's what they chose him.
Do it, Astrid.
So here's the thing, right?
Astrid.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So
You got the glasses. You got the shades on, man. Let's go.
What happened was that as a person that has even though I'm being very hypocritical when I say this statement because I didn't get to live the communism of my country, right? I feel like the American people are very so used to a PR president rather than being so you want results of PR. You want people to look good in the outside. And like I've said before, there's no losers without winners. So at the end of the day is like you get to have the expression. You get to have the voice that you do because of the government that you do have.
I don't understand your point.
So for me, it's like people want to focus so much on what he said publicly. They want more of a PR president rather than.
I'm with you. I'm with you. But
I got it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. In this point, though, we're talking about his wife humiliating him. That was the whole main thing. It's not.
No, I don't agree that he should have been humiliated in front of all these people.
That's my point.
That was
no, but hold on. Who pressured him to do that?
That's a shit test, though.
Who pressured him to do that? Do you think it was his idea to have his wife on to do this? Who do you think pressured him to? His wife did.
To his credit, he did like.
But it's it's an educated decision just because of the wife, and it's what is driving a lot of Americans to have the decision.
My point is this: it's not that her. Let's just say her beliefs are completely valid. Start your own fucking podcast and talk about it there. Going on his podcast. I don't think they do.
Tom Bilyeu's
I've never seen him before. I've never seen her before, so I don't know. Maybe they do.
She's showing up more and more.
Yeah, my like if I'm dating someone, we have disagreements. We can absolutely have those disagreements. We can have them at dinner. We're not going to have them in front of my clients. We're not going to have them on my live stream, and we're not going to have them on YouTube because we're supposed to have a unified face. And then for him to do this is just a bad move, and he doesn't understand that, and that's fine. But it doesn't make me wrong because his wife didn't agree with this whole thing. I'm just sorry. Let me say something else. You want to complain about that? How about the DNC having Cardi B, who would drug men and then rob them when she was a stripper? How about them having Jennifer Lopez, who sit there and facilitated
first of all,
Jennifer Lopez, who facilitated Puff Daddy getting that fucking pistol out of a nightclub so that he wouldn't get felony charges for that. How come you didn't tell? You were sitting there trying to create. Jennifer Lopez is crying to us about Donald Trump. Why didn't you cry to us about Diddy years ago? I have no respect for what they did because they forgot about men. So if you want to sit there and talk about whatever Trump said, I know Trump said this. He said, if you get your account suspended going forward, you're going to have the right to an appeal, and these social media agencies can't just take your account away for nothing. And I have to be honest with you. After I said that, and after I showed that video, after the election, I heard from all my friends who were leftists saying he won't back up that up. That won't be true. Bullshit. I got remonetized. I do not get ratioed anywhere near as much. Right. I was dead in the water on Instagram. I got 5.2 million views this month. but because what's happening now is I'm not getting ratioed because I am telling the truth anymore, which is before that's exactly what was happening.
To enjoy that right up until
I'm gonna say
2028.
something.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask,
Very
what year is
unhinged.
it? How many more years does he have? So 2028?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something very unhinged. Men have it way harder than women, and I'm gonna die on that hill today and
So
tomorrow.
unhinged. That is pretty unhinged, but not for the show.
I do have
The
to
audience
say-
is going to scream based.
I do have to say, fuck all of them. Fuck, especially Jennifer Lopez. Fuck that bitch.
I'm just saying, Jennifer
fuck the
Lopez.
establishment?
Jennifer,
It's not right.
Jennifer Lopez
Fuck the
starred.
It's not right. It's not
Jennifer
right.
Lopez starred in a movie where she
Hustlers.
was a stripper who
Hustlers.
robbed men
Hustlers.
and dated for a long time,
Hustlers.
dated Puff Daddy. And I'm
It's not
supposed.
right. It's not right. But we're not talking about them fouls though.
Well, my point
We're
is,
not
my
talking
point
about the
is
fouls.
The idea of
That's
having
our
those,
president.
those women in the DNC.
Our president is in those fouls.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean,
He's in the okay. So
What for though?
I'm not
What
saying.
for?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying.
I don't care that he's in
So
files.
I'm not saying so that you know they were drugging.
I think we're
I
missing
mean, I
this
love
and that.
Post Malone,
It's
but there's a
fucked
picture
up.
of him in there, and I'm saying
Okay,
fuck you,
then.
Post Malone, because you're.
I'm not saying fuck
No,
none
hold
of
on.
them.
Post Malone did
But
nothing
everybody
wrong.
wrong in this
Hey,
situation.
you just don't know yet.
No, we do. I know where that photo was taken. I was there. It was
Hey,
at
no
Dan
posting.
Bilzerian. One more time. I don't know if we're
my
fair to
God,
this.
here we go.
We should have actually.
Should've started with
Our
this.
president. Our
Hold on.
president
Time out,
shouldn't
time
be
out.
in no fouls.
Hold
Our
on.
president.
Hold
Our
on.
president shouldn't be
What
in no
she's
fouls.
talking about, I want to address really
Don't make
quickly.
me get the
There is a
whistle.
photograph
I'll get
of
the
Post
whistle.
Malone and Dan Bilzerian in the Epstein
He said,
files.
"Don't talk about
That
Post Malone."
that
Hold on, wait a
photo,
minute.
that photo is coming directly from Dan Bilzerian's Instagram. It was
I
shot.
do too.
It was a screenshot of his Instagram. One guy sent that photo to Epstein and said, "The only guy flexing on you is Dan Bilzerian." Dan had no contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and neither did Post Malone. 100% no. That photo. That photo. That photo was taken. Hold on, time out. That photo. It was. You check my IG. That photo was taken at 10979 Shalon Road in Beverly Hills. It was taken by a guy named Jay Richardson, Live Rich Media. He took the fucking photo. If you look behind, I literally had a threesome with two girls in that bathroom behind him. I know where that house is. I've been there a bunch of times. And when I saw this shit, I was like, oh, now I get it. Now anyone's name, now I understand why they weren't releasing the files, because anyone's name, and Post Malone had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, period.
I just
We
want
love Post
hang on,
Malone.
Hang on. I love
We
Post
do.
Malone, but I did look at him sideways because there was no clarification in the Epstein files.
No, it was
whatsoever.
it was very clear. The photo was so. Here's the
No,
here's
no,
the-
no, but there was no logs,
no
nothing,
jump,
there was
no
nothing.
jumper did not provide any context. They just showed the photo and they didn't show the attached email that said the only person flexing on you is Dan Bilzerian. So Dan goes off and shows the photo with the redacted girls' faces, and then shows the original photo that he posted where the girls' faces were not redacted. There's other photos of Dan. It's the same situation. These are photos that were screenshot from Instagram. Because Jeffrey Epstein took Dan Bilzerian as an interest does not mean Dan Bilzerian was involved in any way with Epstein, and the same thing for Post Malone. These are just strays. So now I'm starting to understand like why they didn't release the files, because of this shit right here. But I'm glad they released the files. It's just people need to be able to answer for
I
what
have
they
a
did.
question.
Go ahead.
Are you on conspiracy TikToks and stuff like that?
No,
on
I don't.
Epstein?
I don't. TikTok is the worst thing for your brain
I
in the
know,
world.
I know it is.
It's
but
the worst
are
thing
you,
for your brain.
Are you hearing about the conspiracy theories that Epstein might not be dead?
Well, who cares? I mean, there's just people think Elvis is still alive. Who cares?
Elvis is on the moon. Yeah,
It doesn't matter. Like, I
Elvis
just
on the moon.
I'm so
know what I'm talking about?
I'm so uninterested by this. Like,
Sometimes I like
Charlie
to
Kirk's
look
still
at that
alive,
stuff
too.
and be
Yeah,
like,
I heard,
I
yeah.
wonder, you know?
I like to think of Elvis on the moon.
Yeah.
I think he's there. I think he's there.
living his best rocker life.
Yeah.
Well, I think the lesson being taught by that Tom Bialu video is that Tom can go, and it's like a man talking past a woman, right? They're not even speaking the same language, because
No.
she wants to hold.
I don't think a woman can even
she
speak
wants-
that language.
Well, she wants to hold his ass accountable for voting for and by the way, this was also in the very first election, so now it's the second election, because they were saying the same thing in 2016, right? But the thing is like she's like that's her own, like her whole world is just that one thing, right? And he's like, well, think of the bigger picture. You know, how many people are going to die in Cambodia, and how many people died under Mao's China, and what about socioeconomic this? And he runs it down like a fucking mathematician, like a statistician, whatever. It comes up, and then the only thing she can come back with is, well, you know, we needed to talk about this because, you know, my people who were her followers were very concerned that he would vote for somebody who said grab by the pussy. I'm like, but he just gave you this very well thought out, like doctoral thesis on why he was like voting for the lesser of two evils, but still because he didn't want to see this downstream effect of that. He was very, very detailed about
But
that whole thing.
do you realize that also people on the other side are also voting for the lesser of two evils?
No, it's fine.
With them,
we agree with you.
Yeah.
There's people who have rational reasons for trying to vote for Madam Harris. I get that. My point was, this is a humiliation ritual that was going on here.
100%.
He put in the work to build a billion-dollar company and then start a very popular podcast. He put in that work, and now she's taking the opportunity to come on his podcast that he built to humiliate him. It's his opinion.
Clickbait,
No,
rage bait.
but listen,
clickbait.
it's yeah, I think that part worked as well.
You know,
Because
me and Jake, we both listened to Steel Panther, and so like "Grabbing by the Pussy" is probably the least offensive lyric they'd probably come up with.
If anything,
I have no problem with it
it's
whatsoever.
a fantastic topic for a song.
I think we overthink it sometimes, to be honest. Like I think men and women are very different. How we react is differently. You know, he said he gave a great response, which was amazing, and she in her head was just that one thing. Women and men are very different. Women get locked in sometimes emotionally, and that's all they can think about.
This is why women shouldn't vote. Actually,
it's so simple. Don't overthink it.
I don't vote anyways.
Actually, don't vote. And what she needs to realize is they were agreeing on the same morals. Like at the end of the day, they probably see things in the way he was being so empathetic on.
Yeah, they see the same things. You ladies said you wanted a man to lead you, and they agree that neither one of them leads the other. And
you definitely should not be voting on the preface of morality when it comes to politicians. Morality should be the last thing you think about.
Not only that, you know who makes a whole lot of money? Tom Bilyeu. I mean, he is loaded. That dude, I've seen his house. It's incredible. You know who's he's gonna pay less in taxes with? Trump. Like that's why. And also he's also the part of the podcast bro culture, and all of them support Trump. You want to do this one, Ryan?
This is a good one.
Hello, boy. I'd like to have a quick little chit chat about hitting on girls at the gym. Some of us still would like to be hit on at the gym. Not all of us. Read the fucking room. I'm sick. Oh, there's so many cute boys at the gym. Oh my god, there's so many cute boys by me every day, and they don't say hello. I'm gonna lose it. Where are all the good girls? I can't find a good girl to save my life. Why are all the girls going there? I can't find one. We're at the gym and Trader Joe's and the beach, Target, all over the place. We're everywhere. But you guys have gotten so scared to go to pretty girls. I get it. I'm also afraid to talk to pretty girls sometimes. But you just gotta go for it. Literally smiling at this guy. He sees me, I look away. I'm smiling like aura farming so hard. And Daddy Longlegs over here just won't walk those bad boys over to me. He's like, push fucking hard. But yeah, anyways, just wanted you guys to know the girls would like to be hit on.
At the gym.
Hashtag me too.
One thing I gotta ask is why
hash brown me too.
Why are all their like background music so fucking high? You can barely hear their voice.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's pretty bad. It's probably a setting in TikTok.
I love that comment. I just saw that flashed up just then. It said, "How hard is it? It's hard to hit on a woman who's got their camera set up at the gym for OnlyFans."
Yeah.
For me, as a male, like 100%. That's great.
I mean, to what you were saying there, what she's complaining about is 100% a construct that was made by women.
Yeah.
Men didn't all collectively agree like we should probably stop hitting on women at the gym. 100%.
No, they got bitched at. I do have to say they got bitched at on TikTok.
They got me too.
Yeah.
Bitch dad is fine. Like a man can deal with rejection. Me too. That's an entirely different thing.
Have you guys seen that reel of a guy that he had to pretend to be Down syndrome so that he wouldn't get like posted
Girl,
online?
your mic thing is about to fall off because you're touching it so much.
No, it's fine. She can touch it all she wants.
Oh no, this comes right off.
Yeah.
So there is a guy that posted on TikTok that he had to pretend to be Down syndrome so that he wouldn't
That's
be like
hilarious. I think that's probably a joke, but I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, because he didn't want to show that he was
here's the
hitting
issue.
on a girl.
There's two issues here. There is that again, the part that she leaves out. She wants guys to hit on her. No, she wants cute guys to hit on her. That's what she says in the video. Number one. The second part is, and this is what I've said before, and this solves all problems if more men would just listen to this fucking advice. Do not show intent to a woman who does not give you compliance. You do that, you friend zone everyone, you will date hundreds of women. Do not show intent to any woman who does not give you compliance. Nobody gets special treatment because of your boobies and your butt. Everyone gets treated the same. If you're a man and you do this, you're not impressed by a woman's beauty. Instead, you put them all in the same friend zone. Then you don't have anything to worry about. You don't get Me Too. None of these problems happen. That's the solution.
I would say, contextually speaking, in the gym, I would say you'd have to wait for a woman to speak to you first.
You could say hi or give them a fist bump because you see them every day.
No, don't even do that.
I'm in competition with
Women don't
everybody.
come up to men in the gym; they're too scared.
Right. Well, then no one gets
Unless
hit on
it's
at the
for a
gym.
spot,
Let's
but
just
that's-
agree.
Just go to the gym instead for more
You go to the gym, you do push pull legs, you go home.
Yeah, I would see
And
girls
go home.
that I know at the gym and just give them a fist bump, like, "Hey, what's going on? Do you need to use this or something like that?" That's it. But what it wouldn't be like is looking them up and down. Would you like to go grab a drink? No, girl, you have to earn me asking you to get a drink. You have to earn it. If men
are
would
the prize.
yes, if it's not, they don't even have to be the prize. It's just it's kind of gross. When
No, they do. Men are the prize.
Well, they
men
are.
Men are the ones that need to do the proposing. It's like a woman is desperate to try and get a man to do the
Well,
proposing.
certain men. I think the top 20% of
Pitching,
men are
yeah.
the prize. Yes,
Yeah.
but my point in this situation is,
Which is also subjective. That
you
switches.
you guys will find it's way easier if you just friend zone every fucking girl. They all get treated like bros. They all get treated the same. And now you go out to a club with 15, 16 girls, and then they just start hitting on you. That is the way to do it. It's very simple to do. It's very easy. I've taught 4,300 guys how to do it. Very successful. I've taught 4,300 guys how to do this, and you don't get me too'd. I've also said the same thing before. No lascivious messages you ever send to women. That'll always be used against you as soon as you guys break up. There need to be cameras in common areas, and women pour women's drinks. Men never pour women's drinks. You do
Cameras in common areas.
yeah, you do those three things, you will never have this problem. Again, no, you talk to all the girls who come on this show. You message them. Oh, feel free. Say, hey, did Michael ever hit on you after the show? Not one goddamn time. And I started dating 2 girls from the show, and I never hit on them until they started showing interest in me. That's the way it works.
This comment here. What's a gym? A gym is a place where you absolutely do not hit on women. Despite what this woman said, it is a
set
trap.
standard by women.
Yeah.
So they told you not to hit on it.
Oh, do you know what? Let me clarify. Actually, there are female-only gyms, and
Yeah.
you still find women in co-ed gyms. So
Yeah.
do with that information what you will.
The gym is kind of a sacred area.
The female-only gyms and those female spots and those female-only gyms, women leave them because they did dress like that for attention. They can say whatever they want.
That's what
but
I'm saying.
They wore those.
They don't go there.
Like, again,
I just like to look cute.
Again, one more time. When you
Gotta see those
guys ever
results.
see the bodybuilders who
These
go to the
decisions
gym?
comes with
The
other
bodybuilders.
It's usually for female validation more than men validation.
Male bodybuilders will go to the gym and they'll wear sweatpants and then they'll cut off the sleeves for like some sweatshirt because they don't need the validation of you staring at them.
Yeah.
Women will
The gym
wear.
is the last place you should
women
be
will
going
go
to
there
find
next to
validation.
naked, be offered the ability to go to a females only gym and not go because they want men to look at them and then complain about those same men looking at them. That's the issue. The whole point, like the last couple of weeks, been talking about bad dating advice. Right now, we're talking about the duality of the message women give to men. Come hit on me, but only if you're attractive. I need men to try harder, but only if you're attractive. It's the duality. I can't stand men who are narcissists, but I only fuck men who are narcissists. This is the duality that men are being taught, and this is why it's so confusing, and this is why we have an all-time low birth rate, an all-time low marriage rate. That's the reason why. A population that is going to collapse because of this fact that we can't get over this one thing. We're being taught that you need to listen to what women say, believe all women, and then when you do, you're just led down this path of stupidity and just like you get me too. And let me say this one more time. This is a clip ready for the TikTok. There are no bigger harassers of women on the planet than male feminists. No person on the planet harasses and gaslights women more than male feminists. They are the most dangerous. Chris GQ Perry is singularly one of the most dangerous men on the internet. Justin Baldoni is Will Hitchens, Chris Jackson, Derek Jackson. These are some of the most dangerous men on the internet because they are sitting there and they're providing ammunition for women to believe in things that aren't true. It's horrible. Them and next to that would be like Joe Dispenza or astrologers or something like that.
Not only that, but then the same men that is like pro-feminist, they're the same ones that are saying fuck you in the DMs when you're not giving them exactly what they want.
Or it's the same girls that are like selling content and being like, I'm an astrologist and I want you to do whatever I want you to do, and then be like, oh no, that's not okay.
Well, male feminists always have the most to hide, I feel.
Yeah, they'll be in my DMs like baby, but then I'm like not interested, and I tell them that, and they're like, "Fuck you."
Hey, guys, I'm just trying to tell you. No, this is gonna disappoint a lot of you guys watching this. No dude in history has ever gotten laid by leaving a nasty comment on my YouTube.
100%.
I know it's hard for you guys to believe it because you do this all the time on my TikTok. You sit there and say, "Men do not like sexual variety. I only want to have sex with my lawfully wedded wife. Why don't you have a child?" No, your beta male cuck comment does not get you laid. I'm sorry. I've been trying to tell you this for your own good. Stop it. Stop being a white knight simp. It's not helping anyone. I'm telling the truth. And I understand that your girlfriend doesn't like it, but but the reason why she doesn't like it is because I remind her of the guy she slept with before you. Go ahead.
Well, it's usually, I usually get this from guys who are like trying to.
That's the plugged in.
They're trying to, exactly.
The AFC.
Well,
right?
they're trying. Well, what they're trying to do is they're once they don't get the response they want, they feel like, okay, well, now to get back. Well, maybe it's to get back at her, but also it's to. They think that they're educating her. So it's like the reason why you said that was because you were giving me a shit test, and I didn't follow it because I know better than to do it. And so they're explaining the game rather than playing the game, and
it's like explaining a joke.
And I don't think that they're not
funny now.
Once they pass that threshold, it's not like they're thinking, okay, well, I'm going to come up with something more witty to say so that she will fuck me. They're like, okay, well, I know I'm not getting laid, so at least I can leave the room by educating everybody else in the room and using her as an example. Trust me, no one gives a flying fuck, and she didn't learn anything. No one in the room learned anything. You'll just look like a bigger fuck.
In the end, it's winners and losers.
Exactly.
All right, you gonna do this one?
Which one was it? Okay.
Ooh, is that?
This is it. Here we go.
Is that Frozen? Put that on.
No,
I should finish the lyric, okay? Hey, I just met you.
And this is crazy.
So here's my number.
This is funny. Psych.
Does it say psych on it?
What they say? That is crazy.
It's okay, explain that to them because they'll never get it.
I like that song.
Oh no, what do you think? What do you think?
Do not redeem. Do not redeem.
No, the point is the point is for those guys because they
did
such
exactly what you were just saying.
Massive sexual deficit. Like for them, that was the coolest thing in the world for a guy to turn down a woman and to act like you were getting a number or something like that. Because they still live in this again. No offense. Like if a woman wants to go on a date with me and have a really great time, that's totally fine. If she doesn't want to sleep with me, we're probably not going to keep going on dates. Sorry if that makes me a misogynist. That's just the way I roll. These guys still live in this world of sexual deficit. They live in a country in India where they have the most arranged marriages of any place in the world. And so because of that, they have no understanding or necessity to grant game. So anything like that is the coolest thing they've ever. Oh my God, a girl gave me her number. Oh my God. Oh, it's so crazy. That's where they are. Go ahead, Astrid.
I have a question for the photographer here.
Yes.
You've been around many kind of scenarios. What are your thoughts, just in general, of this kind of interaction?
Like what's happening right now?
I mean, this one specifically, I think, with the Indian fellas.
I think. I don't know. It's like I get it. They think that they're like the man because that just happened.
Yes,
but
and she's laughing the whole time too.
That's gonna say that friend's laughing.
See, I got something different out of it because what I'm seeing is like these guys who like he was trying to play a trick on her, trying to play a game on her, say here's my number, but psych, And what I see is these guys who are just like wanting to get some sort of like get one over on this girl, like they wanted to have some sort of comeuppance, and so they all feel cool because she thought she was going to get something, she was going to get a real number and get a real date, but it's not really a real date, and so they're all acting as if it was the funniest thing in the fucking world, right?
Power dynamic.
Because it's like, finally now you know what it feels like to be a guy and get rejected. We're all gonna laugh. It's like I mean, it's fucking middle school. It's just,
but for real.
So that wasn't a song.
It's like no, it is a song, but
it was a song. But he didn't put the lyrics on there.
No, but the reason
I read it in the Bible
because she had the note and she thought it was an actual phone number. But instead it said psych on it, and so all the guys are going like psych, and they're jumping up and down like it was the funniest thing in the world. And it's like I'm glad that made you feel good for the very brief moment in your very short fucking life to do something like that.
I don't know. I think he shifted the entirety of the power dynamics in India because of that.
Well, it's
in India.
I know. Women in India are like, well, gee, maybe we should be nicer to them now.
Oh no, we need to be nicer to them.
They're becoming empowered.
We should show them bubs and vagina.
Okay, this one is incredible right here.
Oh, okay. It's just down here.
This one's hilarious.
Hey, you see my phone? Why you going through my phone? What did you see? What'd you see? Toya, what did you see?
Nothing. Oh, nothing at all.
So why are you mad?
No texts, no messages, no DM from none of these IG hoes.
Exactly. That's why I'm so lucky to have you.
You get no bitch.
No. No. Man,
Go ahead.
Rolo has the perfect description for this, which is a woman who would rather share an alpha than be saddled with a face.
Yeah.
With a face
Nobody
of a
wants to
loser.
do with no bitches.
One of my
They
favorite
don't
ones,
get no bitches.
Owen Cook says this. He goes, women don't want to be in a harem, but they'd rather be in a harem than date you. That's what he says.
Man, I don't get no hoes, man.
Kind of a little bit in a way. Like even if you're with someone, you still want to feel like they're kind of a little bit.
Yeah, this is.
You want to know that he's desiring.
This is what you guys are
Not that
saying.
he's desiring other people.
What you guys are saying is the key to everything. Women want what other women want. Men, we don't care. If I'm dating a woman, I find her attractive, and I don't care if you guys think she's ugly. When the girl that if I'm seeing, like one of the girls I'm seeing right now, she said something to the effect of, "I was not interested in you until my roommate told me that she was attracted to you."
But you must like other men looking at her, though. It kind of gives it
No,
kind of
nothing.
thing.
Absolutely,
You know?
completely. I could completely go without it.
I have a.
If we had a cabin in Wyoming and it was just me and her, I don't need
Some
any,
men like that.
I don't.
Though.
I mean,
Some do.
yeah, they like to sit in the cuck chair and then watch other dudes nail their girl.
Yeah,
I don't need.
different.
What I'm
That's
saying is, I don't need it. Her 10-ness, the fact she's a 10,
She's
is
11.
completely independent of what other people think of her.
So you're
but
saying
as a
it's
man,
subjective then?
well, it's subjective to me. It's
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
it's personally subjective. Whereas my attractiveness to other women is interpersonally subjective.
Yeah.
If enough women so they did this study of, I think it was 247 women. They showed the first group of women, they showed them pictures of a man, his face and his hands, and they said, rate his physical attractiveness. They took a second group of women and they showed the same man, face and hands, rate his physical attractiveness, but they showed the ratings of the other women and gave him a higher rating. And so these women also gave him a higher rating because women want what other women want.
Well, this is what they said about Austin Powers. Women want him and men want to be him.
Yes.
It's that is the value of a man to a woman.
That is the definition of a high value man. It's
Yeah.
the guy that other men want to be and
Yes.
other women want to be.
And the basis for how a woman values men.
So showing pre-selection and that generating attraction in women, Black Pill completely missed that. That is why inherently, unarguably, they are wrong because they don't grasp the point that if you have a guy who's not classically good looking, but enough women find him attractive, other women will find him attractive. And Black Pill completely misses that.
I just put out. I took out.
Black Pill means people who believe it.
Nihilism.
Nihilism, basically.
Nihilism. It's nihilism.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did you probably saw it on my Instagram just recently. I did a clip from a show from like I think 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about Matt Walsh. And Matt Walsh had this very long diatribe about how men and women should not be friends or cannot be friends, but also should not be friends.
Yes.
Especially like once you are married, then going out and doing things independent of your partner there with platonic friends or something like that is in some way like going to automatically doom your relationship and doom your marriage or whatever it is. And it sounds like a guy who doesn't fuck, basically.
Yeah, again, you
And
can't be friends
yeah.
with Matt Walsh is correct because you can't be friends with women when you come from a sexual deficit.
Yeah.
You can't. But if you are a man, I'm telling you, if you find a dude, and maybe you guys have known some dude who's like a bar back or a bouncer or a male stripper, and this guy's been with like 5-6 girls in a week, he has no trouble being friends with women. None. He doesn't have enough fucking. He's too dehydrated to do it.
But it goes back to the point where
Gotta take your zinc, man. Gotta take your zinc.
I'm not saying he doesn't sleep with his friends. I'm saying he has no trouble being friends.
So this whole like the video we just watched a minute ago is like she's disappointed and crying because he doesn't like have any other girls, because what that means is no bitches want you, right? And the reason, so what that is it's an ego association of the kind of guy that you can get, which is you want to get with a guy that other bitches want. You want to get with a guy. You want to get with a guy that you want to back around. So how do you like? That's the part that guys like Matt Walsh don't understand, is that it takes, you need social proof and you need pre-selection, especially when you're married. Right?
Because
Matt
we still want him to be
because
inaccessible.
most married men do not have the opportunity to generate anything remotely like pre-selection or be around. And for him to say, well, you shouldn't be doing that anyways, because, that's disrespectful. I'm like, well, the thing is all that's going to lead to is a stagnation in your marriage, because your wife is going to eventually say, no bitches want you. And if you happen to run into some hot bartender,
and then my sex therapist will say
waitress,
that's when you cheat.
right? But no, and it might be. But the thing is like, so when you're with her and you're at the fucking bar and grill or whatever, and the hot waitress or the hot bartender kind of flirts with you, and you go, wait, honey, no, I would never cheat on you. You're walking on eggshells the whole time, right? That all that does is just seal your doom right there.
If I am in a relationship, then I am not going to flirt with other women in front of my girlfriend, because that would be disrespectful.
Only when she's not there.
Yes, but when when other women flirt with me,
like a respectful man.
When other women flirt with me or other women find me attractive, I am never going to apologize for it. That's the difference. And a guy like, no offense, like Tom Bilyeu, I guarantee you, if women flirted with Tom Bilyeu, he would apologize to his wife because they flirted with him.
Well,
that is, go ahead.
It's not your fault that other women.
Well, I mean, you're aware of that, but you're also aware of pre-selection. So like, I think you're just more aware.
Well,
of
so are you aware that a woman just said it's not your fault to you?
That's incredible.
How many times do you hear that in a fucking year?
Well, never heard it
It's
before.
also, I hate myself now.
Any idea what you've just done? It's not your fault.
You broke the sisterhood code.
It's not your fault that another woman hits on you, but how you react is what you do.
No,
with
she's
it
great there.
afterwards.
She's
See that?
absolutely right.
So that's but I'm glad you said that, because that's the difference. It's different if I'm at a bar or a grill or whatever, and the waitress flirts with me, and I lean into it rather than just like trying to say, oh wait, honey.
Well,
But it's another.
that.
But it's another.
No, thank you.
But the other dynamic is this: is if I go and I hit on the waitress and I try to say, "Hey, look, see, bitches still want me." Like I'm trying to.
No, this seems like you want bitches.
I am trying to generate. I'm trying to manufacture pre-selection for myself.
And that would be your
doesn't.
fault.
That doesn't
Yeah, we're
exist.
done here.
Never, yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
And all you have to
Let's
say is
try hard.
no, thank you. That if a girl comes up to you and you have a girlfriend, just say no, thank you.
I would barely get a word out. My girlfriend would already be swinging.
I disagree. I actually find it
I'd be at World of Beer, Florida, and she'd come over and be like, "Hey, honey, do you want to?" And then
I disagree. The
over my shoulder.
opposite. For me, I feel like if I'm with someone and they waist come over and they complimented her or something in front of me, like not being rude, not being disrespectful in a too sexual way, like, oh, I like that dress or something nice. I find that quite, because I'm confident enough in myself.
Yeah.
Right. I find that quite confident that my man next to me can say something to a woman in front of me about appearance or a dress or something openly next to me, because it's not done behind closed doors. I actually really enjoy that. I'm like, you're
Compliment
confident.
is
I'm
different.
confident. It's kind
Compliments
of
is different. Having an actual being like, oh my, that it's completely different of hitting on somebody's man and actually just giving someone a compliment.
Yeah. Do you know what? I actually find this interesting as well. I don't know if it was Myron Gaines or someone who said it, but to the same concept that we're discussing there is, a woman hitting on a man in front of the girlfriend. I can't remember who the fuck said it. Maybe Andrew Tate said it, maybe Tristan. But they said whenever a man hits on your girl in front of you, don't step in. Don't interject.
Yeah, it's her
You're
job.
not supposed to.
See how she deals
Yes,
with that.
one more time, guys. It is not other men's job to not hit on you. It is your job, even as a woman, to protect the sanctity of your mouth, your nipples, your vagina, and your butthole.
Yeah, which
That's,
is yes, you absolutely should protect your
Don't let it
butthole.
go too far, though. Don't let it go
would be
too
the-
far.
It would be the same thing. It'd be either no, thank you, or buy me and my man a drink.
Right, but this is
I give my man a drink.
But
Be
this
like,
is what he
"Give
was
me
saying.
two." And
Yeah.
I
That's
would bring the
facts.
drink over to him and be
It's
like, here,
just-
baby, I got you this.
That's fine.
depending on how she responds to being hit on by a dude in front of you.
Yes.
It's like that's then where you make the decision. She's fucking out of my house tonight.
Correct.
Yeah, because she could, she could be hit on and she'd be like, oh my god, male attention for someone
I
else.
could save money anywhere. I will.
Yeah.
Okay, Astrid, rock and roll.
Once again, in my country,
Drop the bars. Come on.
in my country, we have this saying that is that a
I have
man.
depths to my
Maybe this
stuff.
is not the right translation. A man propose, and a woman
Accepts.
exactly.
Right.
So it's pretty much that. Like
It's like we're playing password.
exactly.
This is great.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like-
All right, what do you got
it's the
for
way-
us?
It's the way that a woman reacts to
I got
your
it.
proposal that you react to it. Because I am not responsible for other people's actions. I'm not in control of how other people react to you and how they approach you.
I'm also
that actually correlates to offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not responsible for offending you at all.
Exactly. I'm not. It is not my responsibility.
I can say something offensive, but that's subjective.
Exactly.
You
So
are
it's like-
responsible how
exactly.
you respond.
And you as my partner need to respond in a certain way to be able to respect me, our relationship, and how everything moves forward from then. I can propose.
Talking to the mic.
Sorry, I can tell you, hey, you're handsome. Hey, you want to go back to my place, but it is you as my partner to respond to that.
Sure,
You know?
the same thing. Correct. My point is, as a man, it's if a girl finds you attractive, I don't apologize to my partner when that happens, and you shouldn't as a man.
That's
but,
fine.
but a lot of men do.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being hot.
Yeah. What?
You're welcome.
You can't help them.
Yeah. I got you guys got to watch it. If you're on OnlyFans, you got to watch this. Okay, here we go.
Feel about a 40-year-old guy dating a 19-year-old chick?
I think it's wrong. No, that is completely not okay. She's a full-grown adult, but I don't think it's okay. No, I don't.
But it's okay for a woman to sell herself on OnlyFans at 18 and get railed on camera for money, but not enter a consensual relationship.
I would like to chime in and just let y'all know I made more money from my sugar daddy than I did from my full-time job that I have a college degree for.
No, same. No, me as well. Yeah, absolutely. So I did the same thing.
Age does matter, though.
Modern women.
I
Modern
have some
women.
insight on
Right.
that.
So 18-year-old women sitting there having sex with themselves on. They have they have the wherewithal and the agency to have sex with themselves or have sex with
Right.
other men on OF.
Okay.
Right. But
That's
but
totally-
not to have sex with a 40-year-old.
No,
I
they have the
actually-
agency to have sex with the 40-year-old.
Okay.
But why the heck does a 40-year-old want to have sex with a 19-year-old?
Because he may want that's
I mean, I understand.
because she might be
I-
attracted. She might
Damn,
be. He might
I-
be physically attracted to her, and she's gone through puberty. This is
Oh,
not
actually,
metaphorical.
do you know what subjectively holds the value over a woman is her fertility.
Right. And obviously, younger women are more.
Well, no, it's not. You're probably most fertile in your early 20s, but your reproductive career is longer if you're 19.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And this is absolutely not a conscious decision on the man's part.
It's evolutionary.
It's evolutionary. Yeah,
Yes.
it's survival based.
But we are also creatures.
Also,
As
birth
mammals,
control
we get
really
to
affects-
choose- We get to make choices, and one
Birth
of those
control really
choices is
affects
to
how
know
men-
when a woman's mature and an adult, and still developing.
So women
and
do
learning
mature
about
faster
herself.
than men.
Right, but what 19-year-old really knows what she wants?
Okay,
and
what
who
about
she
21?
is?
21 and 40. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so 21 and 40 is okay.
But
19.
19 to 21 is
19
a
is first.
jump.
19
It's
is
pretty-
first.
yeah.
However,
huge
birth
developmental
control does really affect how a man's
We're talking about SSRIs now, folks.
how a man's reproductive
control's not
system
an
does
SSRI.
come into play. So if a woman
SSRIs?
is under birth control, it does
Whole other conversation.
affect that.
Okay, got it.
aspect.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay, as someone who is in the industry and has some insights, and I mean,
Pre-qualifiers.
Yes, pre-qualifiers. That when I was 18, I was seeing someone who was 32, and I do not recommend it to anybody. It
Right.
was traumatic.
Grooming.
Would you
Yes.
say that
You felt like
Even
I was
though-
grooming?
in general, 32-year-olds, or that
feel like I was
specific one?
grooming?
That specific one, but I do have to say, when you were when you were 18, you are not fully developed in the brain. You're still, in my opinion, acting as if you were a child.
Cool. Then maybe you shouldn't be
I don't
allowed to
know.
have sex with men on OnlyFans at 18. If
Well,
you're not
and
fully-
maybe you shouldn't be
if you're not
allowed to
fully
join
developed.
the
I don't-
military.
hang on. I never said that I was like I'm against people at 18 doing it. I think it should be 21 to 25 and up.
Yeah.
I even say 25 and up.
Mm.
That's only because you're not fully more developed in your brain.
If you can't drink
what is
liquor,
your-
you
what
should
is,
be
Hang on.
what's your attitude towards an 18, 19-year-old man going for cougars, for
I
example?
also don't think. I think that's also predatory
You think so?
Really?
Yes.
On whose part?
On whose?
on the woman
women.
who is older. Anyone who's older, who's
Shout out
taking
to Brittany
advantage-
Renner.
who is taking
Getting pregnant
advantage
by
of
18-year-old
somebody who is
PJ
not
Washington.
mentally sound like that, who is not.
All right.
Young men.
I feel like I
can
missed a good part just then.
I've seen a lot of people who get into the adult industry, not just OnlyFans, but further porn, and they don't know how to manage their money. They don't know how to manage their emotions. A lot of them get into drugs. A lot of them get into alcohol. A lot
Drugs
of
is a big one for the women, I hear.
It's both.
Yeah.
It's both. They don't know who they are yet.
It was more for the numbing effect, is what I'm saying. there was
more the thing.
It's all. Yeah.
I remember watching a documentary and the women were like, "Yeah, we take drugs and we can't feel anything."
No, it hasn't. No, that's not true.
Oh, maybe not anymore.
It's emotional numbness.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not claiming to know anything. I just.
It's more emotional and mental numbness to not think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because
my experience with porn is the way that it was presented in 2006. You know, when you load a JPEG and it's like.
Yeah.
And then there's a serious amount of head before you get to the.
You put a lot of work into looking at porn back in 06.
Oh yeah, jeez.
But I've seen,
in 94, a lot of work.
I've just seen all the sides of porn, and I don't agree that someone should be in porn until they get older.
Yeah.
Who does porn benefit the most?
Literally the businesses.
Yeah. I think that was the case. I think it's women now. I think with OnlyFans giving you 80% of what you make.
It's the businesses now. It's still because they're selling our likeness. When we sign to go to a shoot, some of these companies are putting in a clause that they can sell our likeness without us knowing and selling AI images and videos of us doing things without our knowledge, and then they get money from our likeness.
Well, I mean, AI is affecting everybody at the moment.
AI is affecting the porn industry large.
We just had AVN.
Like a large conversation.
We just had AVN, and everybody. There was like a commercial for an AI company. Every single
everyone booed in the room.
Everyone booed. The entire auditorium.
Yeah.
No one wants AI. Fuck AI.
I'm goth, man. I don't like AI.
Can I just say something? I missed half the conversation, but I will say about the Asian stuff as well.
The Asian stuff?
The Asian stuff. The Australian in me is saying exactly what she just said then. I have my own charity now about the industry it's called Return to Self, but getting people back.
It's called Return to Self?
Return to Self.
Okay.
No one's broken, not fixing anyone. It's returning to self back in media, adult industry, back. I've been in the space myself, like with the glamour modeling, so to speak, and AVM with my toys and so forth. And my new foundation charity is to do that. It's return people back to self who do need some guidance. So for me, my sex therapy and so forth, I've done a lot of research that yes, the reasons why people do things are predominantly for maybe young things, but then also the age as well. I wouldn't advocate for anyone under 25 being in any space as a female, not a male, as a female, because you haven't got your
peak sexual market value.
I know.
25.
You know
23,
why?
24.
And you know why though? It's because that 18 to 25 as a female, you're most likely to say yes to things that you wouldn't normally say yes to.
Exactly.
You haven't got this sexual experience. You say yes to please someone else. You think you're doing it. When you become sexually confident, I can tell you right now, I've got it. Fuck no, fuck yes, what I'm gonna do.
Wait, hold on. The problem is, what about the 100 million men that are on OnlyFans that are saying yes to please? Because they have no sexual abundance whatsoever.
No,
it's not just young women that are saying sex to please. It's sexless men who are doing this.
They are also the thing. The men, I'm not saying the customer side, but the men that are doing porn are usually saying yes to gay porn.
But there isn't, Michael. They're probably doing stuff that's like not trying to be like too rude, but as a penis, you're just doing one thing. As a female's 18 to 25, they're probably doing stuff they probably don't really. Different places.
No, that's what I'm
saying. Their autonomy is a little bit different because they feel like they need to be in this space. They're young. They haven't got the process.
But I still think what I'm telling you is men who are sexless are just as impressionable, and there's more of them.
You know, I have an absolute resounding rule for all this kind of stuff, which is
the youth.
Yes, well, to a degree, I would say that
for sure.
With great power comes great responsibility, and those who hold the power have the responsibility to withhold or provide certain services. So if you can't stop simps from consuming porn, perhaps the problem is the women that provide it and not necessarily the simps that go after it. Because what you're doing then is exactly
I disagree.
Because what you're doing then is you're going after it at the consumer level, which is always the last level to go after it. You need to go after it at the source, which is what they did with recyclable bags. It's like, oh, what do you mean you're going shopping without a recyclable bag, a reusable bag? What do you mean? So
don't put me out of business.
Look, I'm not.
If we're talking about economics here, if there's
yes,
demand,
Yes, exactly. Yes.
If there's demand and we create supply, we're not the problem.
But no, the problem is that when you say that, you can get into child porn. There's demand.
No,
but
no,
no one should be. No one should be creating.
No, but
supply,
we legally
Yes,
can create
I
supply.
agree.
Well, there's,
Right, well, I'm saying- I'm
there's a
saying-
big man.
Just because there is
that come
demand
with
for
it,
fentanyl
but-
and cocaine.
I was gonna say
That's
there's a
what
big demand for black tar heroin.
Yeah.
You know?
And they create it.
And equally as well, I've got twins. I've got a
And
girl.
yes,
I've got a girl and a
economically,
boy.
that's very, very good, but morally, not so much.
And I've got twins, a girl and a boy, and I'll be honest right now. My girl, I would say absolutely no. I'll be steering her away. My boy wouldn't be as bad as an issue. And I know that sounds sexist, but I believe that polarities between men and female are differently in how they process
Well,
things.
you know
Well,
what? So, you know,
thankfully,
that's
thankfully,
this.
thankfully
they,
so,
They,
way
they
different.
just created a new book for OnlyFans mommies. Here, look.
Mom only sells fans. My mom only sells fans by Dr. R. Moneymaker. Mom was happily married, but life had other plans. Now she runs a
Naturally made
business
by
that
AI.
sells only fans. Men love her fans, and she gets lots of praise. They all send Mom money every 30 days. She works a few hours a day between the school trips. Mom's in the top 5%, so she gets lots of tips. The guys in my city must need cooling down. My mom is the most popular woman in town. My principal pulled me aside with something to discuss. He said to tell Mom her work gets an A+. He went on to say that she'd know what that means. I'm impressed as Mom left school in her early teens. Men are so nice when Mom walks down the street. The butcher said thanks for helping him beat
I love that it rhymes. I love this.
The mailman winked as he gave Mom a letter. He said he enjoys what she posts so much better. The pastor went red when he saw Mommy's face. I've been told he has some of her fans at his place. A lady yelled at my mom and called her a jerk. She's upset because her husband is a fan of Mom's work. 3 guys came to our house for a collaboration. Mom told me that paid for our next big vacation. When they work together, they share the commissions, but Mom gets paid more as she works multiple positions. Chief executive, head of sales, head of marketing, of HR. They came out of a room all covered in sweat. I guess they hadn't turned on one of Mom's fans yet. Mom drops me at Grandma's when she's needing space, like when lots of her friends are testing fans at our place. Once Grandma asked, "What kind of fans do you sell?" Mom smiled and said, "The kind that sell really well." Grandma offered to help and start selling fans too. She asked Mom to show her what she'd need to do. Mom took a minute to think it all through. I don't think selling is the right choice for you. I asked Mom to teach me to carry on the family tradition so I could earn pocket money if I got paid any commissions. Mom turned me down too and said I'm going to college. It's important to stay in school to learn valuable knowledge. She wants me to be a professional with a job that is stable, so I'll never need to sell fans to put food on the table. But college girls earn the most when they start selling fans. Mom just wants me to study, but I've got other plans. Because Mom will always be my hero and she's taught me a lot, so I want to grow up to be just like her, whether she likes it or not.
Okay, two things right off the top. Number one, what is the average longevity of porn star?
Porn star or OnlyFans? There's two different things.
No, I'm gonna say collectively.
It's pretty hard to say because like you don't have enough.
It's kind of new.
There's so many women who started in 2019 who are still doing it now. There's no average. Since
Are we seriously considering that OnlyFans is different to porn? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
They're 100%
entirely
they're
different.
Right. No, from a moral
I've never
perspective,
done
no.
porn,
But
I've
from
done OnlyFans.
Well, okay.
I'm
Well,
sorry,
2019.
unless you have a whole
No,
team
that's
in
fine.
front of you videotaping you and getting you lube.
that-
that's
okay,
different.
that-
If you
okay,
don't get
sure,
a
sure,
W
sure,
Someone
sure.
else owns your videos when you do porn. When
That's
you do
production
OnlyFans,
value.
you-
That's production
you own
value.
it.
However,
If stuff
what
is out on the internet at any space, at the time you are in the industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
industry,
but you're
yes.
not porn.
But porn and OnlyFans
You
are
set up in your
different.
bedroom.
I
and
think
you
the
go.
term is
same
studio
industry.
porn. The
Yeah.
term is studio
Studio
porn
porn.
and then individual content creators.
The thing
But
is-
all of it is pornography.
Think about it this way:
I'm not-
OnlyFans
Yes.
is pornography, but democratized.
Yes. Well, take into consideration this. What is the value of the woman in pornography? How long does that last for? Is that the
I mean, there's
same?
With AI, I
Do
think
they start young and then become grandmas, or they start
Some
grandmas?
do.
Yeah,
Some people have been in it for 20 years.
They can transition from going like being young and then go milfy.
But then
Because
not.
there's so many.
Are we
Because
talking
right now
like
there's
Gwyneth
because
Paltrow?
there's so many.
Different.
That's the thing
They're
about
different.
the thing about like modern like online streaming ubiquitous porn, right? Is there's so many niches right now. I that's funny. This is one of the first questions I asked Domo on our
saying
very first
potentially
episode.
one niche could transition to another?
Yes, absolutely.
You
yes.
can be, you
No,
can
no,
be
I
a
mean the
teen,
niche,
and
the
then you
niche
go
that
to
she
milk,
creates
go to grandma,
would
and
follow
then
that.
you go to director.
let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can square the circle here. What what a lot of times you hear from red pill content creators or manosphere content creators, or just anybody in this space, is they're going to say something like, you bitches are going to pay for this in the end because you're going to get old and no one's going to want you. And I think that was true, but it's not anymore because now they're taking pictures of their fucking feet. They're getting morbidly obese and they're making $1 million a month.
Okay, but are you saying that they are of equal value? Huh? Are you saying they're of equal value?
Of economic value? I've just seen women. What they'll do is they'll go on.
No, they will. They can.
Economic value.
What I'm
You'll
saying
see women
is,
who are 45 years old and they use filters on their face, and they'll still look young because of the advent of these filters. They'll continue to make content into their 40s.
But they don't have. They don't have filters on their bodies.
I also have to add that after
they do have body filters.
They do.
Yes, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So look up Goob.
Yes.
Look up Goob. He's a John Dorsey.
I don't want to look this up.
No. He's a guy who's a fitness influencer, and all he does is he looks at fitness influencers, and when they put physical, so they do these things where it makes your waist smaller when you're walking around. They can do it in video now.
Yeah,
they can change what you look like in live video.
You can make your ass bigger, your boobs bigger.
So now,
your waist
so now what
smaller.
you see are these women. They're using them, and he calls them out. But the technology is getting better and better. So now 40-year-old women are looking like they're 20.
So what you're saying is they're actually just prolonging the youthful aspect.
Correct. So the biggest,
they're not actually transitioning into the granny niche.
The biggest purveyor of this is Coconut Kitty 143, who took her own life. It was a situation where she was actually putting the face of a 12-year-old on her body while she had a porn star.
She took her own life. I saw her.
Yes, you saw her. Yeah,
of course.
That was yesterday.
Yes, she took her own life like a couple years ago.
Jesus.
And I think the reason why she took her own life is because she
was exposed.
She figured out the same thing.
Well, that's not okay.
She's figured out the same thing that someday. What's her name? Sophie. What's that?
Sophie Raines.
She figured out the same thing that Sophie Raines will figure out someday in the future. That a good proportion, 80 to 85% of her fans are pedophiles. I think when she figured that out, then she was like, I don't want to do this anymore, and probably took her own life. Sophie Raines only exists because of men wanting prepubescent women 100%. On the internet, and that's the part that she doesn't grasp. Her making some money on OF makes sense. Her making $84 million, she is feeding a need that no one else is, and that is men looking at what they perceive to be underage women. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I do see an issue with girls purposely making themselves appear younger than grown women when it comes
to your credit, there's a problem with men wanting it, but there's also a problem with women providing it.
When it comes to the like demand and supply thing, there's always going to be a demand and there's going to be the supply because we live in capitalism. Like women have
Which
to make
is good.
money too, you know,
Capitalism is good.
Right? And morals, whatever. Okay, fine. But like in this case, women have the choice to put on a little bit more makeup, to wear a little bit more like womanly clothing, to present themselves as a grown woman and not as a little kid. And these women that are presenting themselves as a little kid because it monetizes better, that's a problem. That is a problem.
To answer your question, is
which one?
The aging out. So
right,
when you age out, you can go as director, producer, all that jazz. And then you just move up. The same thing with guys. When they're done and they're getting to the age where they can't perform or they don't want to, they go into an executive role. It's the same thing.
That's not necessarily the same.
It is.
No, because in pornography, usually the business model is that the actress is the one that makes the most money.
No, that's not true. Oh
Never true.
But
not true at all.
But in the context of OnlyFans.
No, I'm talking about actual real porn.
Like real porn, she can go into. So how many have gone into production and direction? And that
I
kind
know
of stuff?
a woman right now that's a producer.
One. Do you know more?
Yeah,
the
majority of women who do studio porn do not become producers and directors.
She's the same age as me.
Time out. The majority of women who get into studio pornography do not get into directing and producing.
No, because the life expectancy of someone in porn that's like going into it right now is about like a year and a half.
Yes, that was his whole point.
That was my
30 minutes to get to that point.
That's a short-lived career.
I do know a lot of people back in the day that's still doing
it. I know some
guys.
I know some guys who've made billions of dollars. Most people don't make billions of dollars. I've known hundreds of guys who played high school football. Most of them don't make it to the NFL, and I've seen tens of thousands of girls go through the adult industry. Most of them do not become producers. Right. Most of them do not continue to film in their 40s. Most of them do not become directors. In excess of 90% of them do not.
In OnlyFans, you can do it until you decide.
Of course, I agree with you. So that's the thing. It's because of the AI filters. But eventually the AI filters get so good that now, like you said, all those girls booing, all those people booing at AVN, they're booing because I saw this week, I think I have one. Can you pull this up, guys? I want to show you this. This is madness. I've already given it away. way. Where's it at?
I do have to add also though, for the OnlyFans people, it's so hard to be one of those top seller people. The competition is so high. It's impossible.
But this is one of the reasons why I really don't like OnlyFans, because of the competitive nature of pornography.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and now there's more.
Guys, you have to watch this. You guys have to watch this. Watch this video. Tell me what you think about it.
Sure.
Pulling out as like a personal offense because like what, you think I'm not good enough for your load? I worked really hard for that. That's mine. Okay? This has nothing to do with having kids, okay?
I think loads has everything.
So what did you guys think about that video? I've seen several women do that video. What do you guys think about that video?
That's just a breeding fetish.
It was so fast.
It was so fast. Can we play it again? Hold on. I want to show you guys something. Let's watch this video again. Okay.
She's right.
Oh, it's a pull out one.
Evolutionarily, we just all have a breeding fetish. That's my
Yeah, that's part of the reason I want
pulling out as like a personal offense.
I'm gonna pull it back.
Yeah.
Let's hear the whole thing. I'm gonna pull out again.
I take pulling out as like a personal offense because like what, you think I'm not good enough for your load? I worked really hard for that. That's mine. Okay? This has nothing to do with having kids, okay?
Okay.
So I've seen that about 15 times.
Sure does.
She's arguing for two things there. One is the purposeful devaluation of her in the sexual market, which is being a single mother, or adding to the abortion statistic.
Got it. Oh, wait, you're missing the point. All of you have missed the point.
Okay.
Ready? You guys ready for the point? Ready for the punchline?
Let's go.
That was fucking AI. That's not a real person. There's 15 different videos of different women saying the same shit.
Oh.
Get ready. It's about to be fucking over, guys. It's about to be over. This week, China, have you guys seen the new Chinese AI videos where it's Tom Cruise fighting Brad Pitt? And I can't tell it's not real. 2026 will go down in history as the year when we can't tell them. Huh?
What was the name?
I don't know what the program is. I'm saying that was AI. I know it was because I looked up the rest of her videos and you could tell that she's not a real person.
People are going viral right now, just making reels of AI people and then making them.
You can't do that. You can't do that on YouTube.
All right,
anymore.
so you can step it up one more. It's not just going to be reels, and it's not just going to be you being able to do prompts. I've already seen these apps right now where it can be a guy, just some old dude, and in one frame it's just him like doing this thing, and in the other frame it's this hot young girl who looks like she's about 18, 19 years old, and he's doing all this all the stuff like that she is doing. It's mimic. It's like a puppet.
So you're telling me that men are once again going to take over another pornography industry?
Hey, unless women get into AI. Unless women get into AI.
Which they won't. Which they won't.
I could get into STEM or I could believe in astrology, but I can't do both.
Where they take over someone else's body in an AI situation. Gamer, do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I think so.
That's basically the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
The guy's acting out, and then the girl fucking does it, and it's fucking.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm saying that there was a point I listened to all the time. One of my best friends, she's on the podcast Inside OnlyFans, CJ Sparks, and she talks about this. No, I think AI is just going to make people want the interpersonal connection more. I'm like, no. I thought that too until I saw that video. No, it's not. This right here is, bro. I would be furious if I was a woman
I'm scared
looking
that
at
the
this.
fans are going to make me do something that's illegal.
Yeah,
I'm terrified of that. That's
to be brushed up on the law.
Okay, guys, we got another one. The whole thing about the agency, men and women. This one went mega viral.
Men
a lot of
that
people
are
reacted to this.
hyper-fixated on this idea that women expire after the age of 30 are pedos. What the fuck do you mean you are a whole-ass, grown-ass man and you don't like a grown-ass woman, huh? What do you like? Actually, don't answer that. I already know. You need to stay away from all schools, all playgrounds, and all children, boys and girls, immediately and forever. You guys tell on yourselves every single fucking time you make a comment on a grown woman's age. You're expired after 30, and you're a fucking monster. You are a fucking monster, and you need professional help. You actually need to go to jail, and then if you get out, you need to go to hell immediately after. You're a sick fucking individual. Not only are screws loose, but they're completely fucking missing. Completely fucking missing. You guys should be so fucking ashamed and embarrassed to even say these intrusive thoughts you have out loud, right? You should get some professional help. If you don't find women that are your age, of age, attractive. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. I hope you heard that loud and clear. Okay, get that help. Bye.
Well, someone's over 30.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why is she upset? Why is she upset?
Hey,
Okay.
fun fact though, my girlfriend's 37, so I need to pee.
Let me ask you guys a question. If a woman wants to date a man who has $1 million in the bank, should she go get professional help? Should she go see a psychologist? What do you think?
There's a difference between wanting a man who is financially sound to provide versus wanting
A woman under 30, not under 18, under 30.
Under 30, I understand, but at the same time, it's like, where are you? Like, when it comes down to mentals, I understand physical attraction.
If you like a woman who's 29, that does not make you a pedophile. Sorry,
That does not make you a
what she's
pedophile.
saying is objectively incorrect.
But in a year,
You don't
she's
need to
going to
go
be over 30.
You don't need to go to jail for that. By the way, I don't mind women over 30 at all. My point is, if there are men out there who have a preference, there are women out there that don't want to date white men. There are women out there who don't want to date black men, but that's okay. That's a healthy preference. There are women out there who don't want to date men who are under 5'8". Those women, should we call them elitists? What should we call them? There are men out there who don't want to date women over 30. That is their right to do so. They are not pedophiles. They should not go to jail or hell because of what this woman said. She's only saying this.
I think they should do some introspection into themselves.
The only introspection necessary is her. She's over 30, getting this message, and she's offended by it. That's the only introspection they need. If she had said, hey, the fact that you don't like women over 30, that's your opinion. I think it's kind of weird. And she has said it that way. That's fine. If she had said that was her opinion. No, she said that guys who don't want to date women over 30 should go to jail. That's what she did.
She was being extremist.
Then go to hell right afterwards.
That was
like a 25-year-old.
That was
That's
super
weird.
radical. But if you take it down to the baseline of the fact that she's just looking at the fact that men.
No, she isn't. She's just upset. She's just offended.
She's
just offended because she's over 30.
She's also,
I don't know.
She's speaking on a key point of the fact that men are attracted to
I don't know.
youthfulness.
Yes, and
I've always been attracted to older men,
also
even in my
judgment as
20s.
well.
So
that's
I've always been
totally fine.
attracted to older men. Like
A lot of us
I don't
have
get
been.
that.
A lot of us have been, but at the same time, it's like I don't want a man to be attracted to me just because I'm under 30.
Yeah, that's true.
Like just because
No, for sure. What I'm saying is women have so many preferences that are considered to be healthy. A man's skin color, eye color, his height, how much money he makes, and his status in the world, and all of these attributes that women have, they're totally not shamed for it. In fact, the women who are under 25 who date Leonardo DiCaprio, who's over 50, there is no shame for those women. Those women are never called out and they are never shamed. If a man, again, I don't have a problem if you want to date a woman who's over 30 or under 30. My point is, if you make the decision to date a woman who's under 30, you have every right to have that decision made. And she has no right to say you need to go to jail. But the only reason she's saying it is not because she's trying to get to the root of any problem. She's doing it because it hurts her feelings. She is feeling some kind of fucking way and has to act out. That's the only reason she's doing that. Because I got news for you. I know a bunch of girls that are 21, 22 years old. And if they heard that shit, they'd be like, yeah, it's probably right. They don't have a problem. I know girls who are 21 years old and they're like, yeah, guys like to date girls who are in their early 20s. And they're like, yeah, they should. We're the hottest. They don't have a problem with it. No, if that girl was 22 years old, she wouldn't be making that girl was 22 years old. She wouldn't be making this video. She'd be dating a guy who's rich and over 30. She would not be making this video. She's only doing
I not dare age myself, but I'm older than her and she's definitely at butthurt.
Yeah, she's butthurt.
She's definitely butthurt. She could have presented different.
You need to stay away from schools because you like women who are 29. You need to stay away from schools.
Crazy.
That's what she said. Again, and she goes viral for that, and she's not held accountable for the nonsense that she's spewing out there.
There are a lot of.
There's a lot of women that's like that, though.
I'll be honest. I am perfectly fine with whatever age I'm not going to throw it out there, but I love telling people what it is because they literally look at me like.
Here's the issue.
But a 70-year-old man being attracted to you wouldn't make sense still, but it would make sense.
A little weird.
An 18-year-old.
I know some 70-year-old men that would be very much attracted to her.
I don't know.
70-year-old
men. It wouldn't even still make sense.
I can think of one in Scottsdale right about
jawline and like
you're
still
too hot. You're still too hot. But but can you think about what's going to? My dad's 72, and I watch him watch these reels and these TikToks of these young women, and I'm like,
going there.
Right? How your daddy look? My mom's the breadwinner. You can't compete with her. Okay, she makes all the money. So, but I hear the sounds that my dad, like, you know, I hear those viral sounds. I know he's watching some young woman shake ass and stuff. And so it's obviously evolutionary, and I can't judge my dad for it. But at the same time, it's like
the hornier you get.
It's
Well, I mean, this is the power dynamic, which is great power comes great responsibility. Maybe perhaps these women with agency shouldn't be doing this. If we do have a problem with it, if we do have a problem with older men looking at younger women doing things, maybe it's the responsibility.
Do we have a problem though?
Well, also you got to think about like the mental of the woman.
The young women are not thinking that far in advance.
Because some probably happened to them.
Hang on. There are also a lot of women want stability, so they look at an older man for stability. But two, not only that, a lot of women have trauma. So someone who, it's like Captain Save a Hoe, okay?
Or a lot of women
did
sometimes
men who come back from war have a lot of trauma? I think maybe they did. I think they did something like that.
No, it's sexual trauma and it's emotional trauma and
a lot of men have had really bad sex too that they probably wish they could forget.
Traumatized
as kids, as growing up.
You act like men aren't getting molested when they're children. Also,
I'm not saying that.
A lot of women.
Rolla, what was the running count for women teachers sleeping with boys?
Oh, okay. So I keep track. I keep track of all of the I've been doing this for probably about almost 3 years now. I keep track of all the incidences.
I was following it last year
of teacher, student,
female teachers,
teachers, underage, under the age of consent, students of the sexual assault and which would account as statutory rape. And in 2025 there were 79, or in 2024 there were 79. In 2025, there were 91 individuals incidents,
and that's
only that you know about.
I'm not saying that, but the way that women look at trauma is different than a man looks at trauma.
It's weaponized.
No, it's just mentally that they literally comprehend differently.
I just choose drama.
Wait, let's go to this one.
We got another video.
It's because no man wants to cuff bitches who are going to Dubai to get shitted on by rich fucking billionaires. We just don't want it, bro. Every day on these bitches' stories, they in a different state, a different club, a different hotel. Like, it's just not sexy. Women is too passed around now, bitch. We don't want you by the 30th body. We don't. Why we gotta get you when you ran through? All the motherfuckers had you when your shit was still a little tight. Now your shit hella loose, bitch. You're gonna have to live single forever, because we just ain't cuffing it. We not cuffing a bitch.
That guy's white as hell. Why is he talking like a black dude?
Tequila.
They're not worried about him either.
On a beach in Cancun. We just don't want it.
Like,
stick with your Miami shit, bitch. Don't bring that over here.
He's just mad because nobody wants him.
They don't care. I promise you.
I've had a lot more sex than 30 bodies, and I'm gonna let you know that I've been told my pussy is of an 18-year-old. So shut the fuck up.
Why would a guy know what an 18-year-old is? That's against the law.
He is in porn, and 18-year-olds are allowed to have sex in porn.
Well, he should go to jail. He should go to hell right after.
I don't agree with
you.
that.
Don't think men should look at 18-year-olds that's in porn?
No, I think it's wrong. But I'm gonna tell you, I have a tight ass pussy, even though
of an 18-year-old, right? Of an 18-year-old that men are looking at, and that's why they're looking at the damn porn. They want to see the 18-year-old.
I told that the prettiest pussy in porn, and you know what? I'm gonna clap.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna clap for you. I'm gonna clap. Let's all clap.
Hey, what is it? What is it? The other Shakespeare quote? Hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You live in Las Vegas.
Never take a woman with a higher body count than me.
You're on the window break.
Watch it.
I could never take a woman with a higher body count than me seriously. Scoring 40 and giving up 40 is two different things, bitch. If you let 40 dudes penetrate you, you're like Tony Allen. You're a fucking defensive player who couldn't cover their fucking hole. If I score on 40 bitches, I'm like fucking LeBron James. I'm a fucking beast. I'm going hard in the paint. Yo. Every woman in my sight got fucking thrashed. I'm a legend. Men are the fuckers. Women are the fucked. It's not the same. You got penetrated. You got violated. We didn't. We can take our dick out. Your DNA is not stuck on us forever.
Ew,
when a man is inside of you,
I was literally about to say, no one with a voice like that's getting laid.
Forever. So when you do get pregnant, we don't know who the father is. Because mad dude's nutted in you, bitch. The last bitch who said I got her pregnant, I denied that shit right away because I knew 10 other dudes nutted in her. I'm not going for it, bitch.
Denied that right away.
He don't get no pussy.
No,
Well, the thing is, he does go viral a lot.
He goes viral.
He goes viral
because
for being butthurt.
Exactly. He's
More
more busy
butthurt
going
than
viral. Not getting no pussy.
It's really interesting because
media
this is
here.
the kind of
Butthurt.
reaction I was like wanting from you guys from a lot of these other videos. So I like it. We're gonna bring him up more often.
It's more his accent's really bothering me.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with it. I just really like the fact that the reaction that you guys get
I
from
think
those.
I think last time I was on the podcast, there was something similar we talked about with this video and about this whole polarity between men and females of the body count, so to speak. I think I spoke last time about it. Is that as a female who's a little bit, I guess, not 20, I'm proud of my age. I'm proud of how I am. But you know what? And I said before as well, is that if I'm going to have, I want to have good sex. So I would like to be with someone who's experienced. So to be honest, I don't want to be with an 18-year-old. I want to be with a man who, you know, and I'd like to think the vice versa. I can give that value back.
All right.
Yeah.
So I don't, you know, I think body count's silly. I think, you know, it's
Even as a man, I don't believe in high body count.
no, I don't
Body
believe
count
it.
is so
Just
immature.
leave it alone.
I think we're taking it.
Just leave the body count alone.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
I think high
2024
body
news.
count. I think high body count as a man matters more to the women that perceive that than it matters to the men. Perhaps I think a well-adjusted, very confident man is not going to worry about the kind of bodies that he has.
Yes.
I think perhaps maybe the women that
he
he's-
has.
Same with
yeah,
the
he
female,
has.
though.
Yes.
that he
That's the
has.
same with the
I
female.
think that matters more to the women that he wants to get with. In fact, I think even more than that, I think perhaps the amount of women that he's been with is probably going to going to give him the confidence to go after the women he actually
Interesting.
wants to go after.
Yes. So men,
through desensitization.
If you guys read The Evolution of Desire by David Buss, or if you read one of his textbooks.
Did you read that book?
Yeah.
Drink. Yes.
Yeah. So if you read his textbook, he goes over what happens with casual sex with men and women, and men who have a lot of casual sex have higher self-esteems.
They
And
get
women
better at it.
and
They
women
get more
women who have
confident.
women who have a lot of casual sex have lower self-esteems.
Yeah.
So you can keep saying that this doesn't matter at all. Women who sleep with more men before they're married are less likely to be happy in a marriage, and so are men, but women are twice as less likely. So you can keep saying it doesn't matter, but the fact of the matter is, if you want to be in a relationship with one person and have that relationship last so that you can have two parents in a household, body count does matter.
Personally speaking, I've never ever wanted a high body count. Not to say that
for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally, what I'm saying is what I was about to say there. Not that is what I think is the most valuable. It's just personally for me, I've never wanted one.
Sure.
Yeah. But I can definitely see how, you know, not even in a derogatory way. I can definitely see how that would.
I can see how it could boost a man's ego.
Hold on. It's very constructive for a man,
but
to
not
actually,
but not in a derogatory
it's
way.
a very constructive for a man to actually get married, be in a monogamous relationship, have kids, and then raise those kids. Those men report like higher lifetime satisfaction.
Yeah.
They do. I'm not saying that's not a wise thing to do. It probably
Neither
is a
am
wise
I.
thing.
I absolutely would not devalue a man for
Yes.
having a high body count
Yes.
because evolutionary speaking, that is something you should strive
But also,
for.
if you look at the data, it's probably better to not have a high body count if you're a man, because those men are more productive and tend to be happier in the end. But there's also this natural inclination for men to sleep with more women. And the thing is,
and
that
also serial providers. They could be serial providers.
The differentiation between those two type of men is that the man who can sleep with lots of women often does, and most men cannot, and so they settle for one woman.
But what about the man who can but chooses not to?
Well, there's that too, and
Yeah.
you see that a lot of time. You'll see that a lot of times with people who are just really, really good at their job, and they get with one woman and they stay with them. That happens as well. And there's a lot of those men who report being happier. I'm not saying what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong. I'm here to tell you as a man, if you want to get married, you want to stay a virgin until you get married because that's what your religion told you. That's okay. And if you're a man and you want to date multiple women before you get married and date whoever you want, that's also okay.
But not for women, though.
No, it's fine for women too, but the stats still show that for women, it's going to be harder for you to be happy in a relationship and for men too.
Not in the same way. Not in the same way is it okay?
Person that treats us well.
There could be that, but there's also a higher probability, Jessica, whether or not you recognize this or not, that if I put a really good man in front of you, he's going to bore the shit out of you.
No, I have one right now.
Right. But he doesn't mind the fact that you're sleeping with other men on camera.
No. Actually, no, and he's not in the
Dun,
industry.
dun, dun.
Remember the last time I was on? I was
Does
like,
anyone take a guess at the expiration date of this?
Yeah.
But I think the men, the confidence is that the whole thing as well. Like I said, I do Zoom calls with some of my clients from men who actually just want to talk about trying to learn about what they can do in the bedroom and so forth, variety in their relationships, because they're that committed to wanting to have a good relationship. They know that sexually as a man, you're more,
You
you're
are
more
the
dominant.
you're the performer.
So yeah, so I have a lot of I do a lot of Zooms and stuff with people about asking those things. So it's I think it's body count can be done in different ways.
Guys,
Yeah.
we're ready to wrap up. Let's do one more video. Hey guys, I'm just curious. I'm curious. Why have we both been demonetized? Okay, and we get ratioed constantly, and that video gets millions of likes. Listen, I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear all you guys out there who don't want us on your fucking podcast. This is nonsense, and you know it.
Yeah.
You want to ratio me for telling the truth, and you want to allow this fucking nonsense out there. That's on you. Listen, you can keep trying to hold back the truth as long as you want, but eventually the people are going to have to pay. That dude, ladies, raise your hand if you were ready to have sex with him right after he said that shit. Ready?
Yay.
Oh wait, no one did. In fact, Chloe said, I'm going to pray for him. This is what I just saw is the most mainstream milquetoast generic dating coach fucking be more expressive therapy speak bullshit I've ever seen, and this is what I'm fighting against every day. You guys wake up in the morning, you're like, hey man, I'm not sure.
The quintessential AFC.
Listen, you guys wake up every morning, you're like, man, I wonder why I'm doing. Like, I don't know what the purpose of my life is. I see that shit, and I know exactly what the purpose of my life is: to fight that fucking nonsense. And not even him. The fact that the social media apps promoted that video and made it so viral. That's what I get up every day and I'm fighting that. I'm fighting him. I'm fighting Chris GQ Perry. I'm fighting Justin Baldoni. I'm fighting Derek Jackson. I'm fighting fucking Will Hitchens and all these other women panderers out there that are giving men and women terrible. I'm fighting Shira 7. I'm fighting all of them because some days.
Well, he's fighting them.
Some days you wake up. Some days you wake up and you feel like your life is pointless. I watch that shit and I know exactly what I was putting on this article.
I'll tell you. Here's okay. We end the show. Here's the height of irony here. The show Trigonometry, like literally like a month ago.
With Constant.
Yeah. A month ago, their Twitter was like, "Who haven't we had on this show that you would really like to see on the show?" And it's like 10,000 people are like, Mike and Rolla. We finally get Rolla to my Super Bowl. And who do they have on this week? Scott Galloway.
That's incredible.
I'm like, for the fourth time.
I just truly think that the gatekeeping, eventually there's going to be an avalanche and you guys are going to have no choice but to have us on. I really do.
It's going to look weird.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, if we're popular enough, right, then you have Nick on or you have Andrew Tate, then that's fine. They get a pass. But for the rest of us, it's like, no, because the problem is, here's the issue. I've said this a million times. Tom Bilyeu does not want me on his show because he thinks his audience will hate me. He doesn't want me on his show because it's not. He knows his audience will love me, and that's the problem. That's
like
ultimately
you
the problem.
more.
Yes, that's ultimately the reason why. Because now his audience agrees with me, and I don't agree with his wife, and now he's got a real.
Well,
problem.
what's happening is you got these guys who are the gatekeepers. You got Tom Bilyeu, you got Steve Bartlett, you got Chris Williamson, you got all the rest of these guys who like want to use all these red pill topics that we've been talking about for, like, in my case, sometimes 20 years.
Aspects of it.
They're on this side of the gate, and they look, oh, Rolo's got some stuff over there. Let's go grab some of this stuff and bring it over.
I'm listening to them. I'm listening to them.
These are the podcast guys.
I'm listening to them plagiarize us like word for word now.
Exactly.
But they don't want to have us on. They want to discuss. Any of you, every single one of you, have ever even said the term red pill, who've never had him on. What are you doing?
That's why
it's
I'm
ridiculous.
here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Because whenever I went through the whole experience 5 years ago, when I discovered the red pill by myself, and I learned things about women by myself, and I started making videos about it, and that's when you found me.
Yeah.
And then I read your book, and I was like, "Holy shit, we think the same shit."
Yes. Yeah.
And that's when I came here because I was reading Rollo's book, and I was like, word for word, this is exactly what I've seen, and because it's the same as my experience, it must be.
There is no other possible experience. Long distance relationships aren't real.
Well,
there's no such thing as a soulmate. These are real things.
But this is why game works, because from survivalist and also evolutionarily speaking, our behavior is going to be repeated, and it's going to be repeated in very recognizable ways, and therefore, if it's going to be recognizable and repeated, it can also be quantified and it can be manipulated.
Yes, and manipulated into straw manning us. Rollo and I love women. At no point do we blame women. At no point do we have any issue. Most of my friends are women. It is not all these red pill tropes that you try to fucking stick on us. None of them are true. And that's another reason you can't have me on your show, because I'm going to start making sense. And you're going to realize that I'm not some mouth breathing fucking pro God, hate everything else, think everyone's out there committing sin, red pill troglodyte who hates women. None of that shit is true.
This is why they hate me online.
Yes.
Because in terms of normie women, not to use that as a pejorative, but I couldn't really care less. It's just how the feminine imperative actually equates or correlates to alternative subcultures and exactly how that's happened and what's happening to it, and it equates almost 1-to-1 with what is happening with modern women. And politically speaking as well, even just the control aspect, what happens when women are in control of things, it all tends to go the same way. And because I'm fighting that head on a microcosmic scale, which is within alternative subcultures, which is reflected as a macrocosm within pretty much all modern westernized societies of women, it becomes absolutely imperative that we work together, and that your book spoke to me.
Yeah, because there's crossover.
The thing. I've seen your content. I've actually done a lot of research on you today.
Let's hold on. How about this?
I'm not gonna get into
No, right. Why don't you come on the show Sunday? Are you staying until Sunday? Is he coming on your show?
I'm here till Monday.
Okay, cool. Why don't you go on the show with him and then talk to him about all the stuff? Because I know you did a bunch of research and the stuff I want to talk to you about the show Adolescence.
Yeah, we can. I was gonna say we can do it on my show.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's do it. Benita, what do you think about the show? Did you enjoy it?
I love her.
You had a good time. Open discussion, right?
For my first podcast, it was good.
It was good. Hey guys, you know what woke means? Woke ultimately means I will not have the discussion. I will not. You know what red pill means? Red pill means I'm discovering things around me, regardless of what people say to me. I am aware. And in that awareness, I am always willing to have the discussion. Got it?
I like the openness.
Yes, correct.
Of everything.
Correct.
It's a non-judgmental zone. And that's
woke means I don't accept your premise, therefore I won't speak to you and you are canceled. Red pill means I will always be willing to have the discussion because I have the facts to back it up. What do you think about the show, Cassandra?
Love it. I always love coming here.
Good. Yeah. Good to have you on here. Jake, what do you think about your first time here?
It could have been better.
It could have been.
It could have been got more sleep.
Less women screaming in the mic.
No. I like women screaming. Actually, it's
ego boost. It's one of my favorite.
It's like my favorite sound. Actually,
better red wine next time.
Yeah. Red wine, by the way.
Better red wine.
Yeah. No. This was truly. It was truly an enjoyable experience, both with the ladies here and also with you too as well.
Love it.
Yeah, respect everyone here. It was a really great talk.
Laura.
Oh, it's always fun.
Good to have you here. What'd you think, Chloe?
Thanks for having me again. I can't wait for the next time.
Awesome. Jessica.
Apparently, I talk too much.
What, did they say that online?
I just want to hear myself talk.
Well, hold on. Well, then just shout out your OF.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. We should probably not do that. September, what do you think about the show?
Always love being here. I think it's great to have a healthy, non-judgmental platform where we can all debate healthily.
Yes. We listen and we don't judge. We listen and we don't judge. Except we judge.
Yeah.
We judge a lot.
Oh,
we listen and we don't judge.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. We're signing off. Two guys who unfortunately were not in the Epstein files. We're going to see you guys in a couple weeks. Take care. We'll see you guys in a few weeks.
God wants you to have a baby.